of Beluga the Jaegers. Today we're going to be talking to.
Just call me Chicken Man. I'm a AOE theorist. Well, I believe in AOE.
All right, pretty cool. So obviously, we disagree. So he actually emailed me this morning or this afternoon saying that he saw one of my videos and he invited me onto his Discord, and now here we are. All right, welcome guys to a very special episode of Beluga the Jaegers. Today we're going to be talking to.
Just call me Chicken Man. I'm a AOE theorist. Well, I believe in AOE.
All right, pretty cool. So obviously, we disagree. So he actually emailed me this morning or this afternoon saying that he saw one of my videos and he invited me onto his Discord, and now here we are. We're discussing AOE. So first, I want you to tell me, um, what what the exact theory is. 'Cause I've heard a bunch of theories, ranging from multiple
Yeah,
timelines to. Go ahead.
there
Go ahead.
are a lot. There are a lot, and I think a lot of this happened because a guy made a post about Muffin. You've probably heard this
Muzzlov?
from all those theory videos. He basically said that there were a lot of similarities between that what do you call it, a video game that ECM used to play and Attack on Titan in terms
Yep.
of
Muzzlov.
dialogue and plot lines. And then from there, people started just going on and on about, oh, multiple timelines, all this, that, and that. I don't think that's true. I think he did take inspiration, but I don't think he's going to do straight rip off of that story.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
well, the theory I believe in is that it's there's the manga timeline, which has one ending, and then
Mhm.
based off of what happens in the manga timeline, it spurs a new ending in the anime timeline. And the evidence, I think, most primary and biggest piece of evidence is always the dream in the first episode, the dream being changed. And then the second one is thought goes on. I think those two are like the strongest pieces of evidence, just because like it's no speculation. It's like one in the manga, it's
The
different
dream.
from the anime, and
I've
the dream,
always,
yeah,
I've always thought that was the biggest. I mean, obviously, don't believe in AOE, but I always thought that was the biggest proof, so to speak, because,
yeah,
I mean, that is pretty strange that he changed it. My thing is that I think he just, didn't want to spoil it too much because when we see he copies 138 and he just puts it into the first chapter.
right,
So I think
right,
that what he did was he just did that. So he wouldn't. I think he thought, well, maybe it's a bit too spoilery. Let me just change this so I wouldn't get spoiled. But I do agree that it is pretty suspicious. Although she does still say, "Why are you crying?" Although you could say, well, he saw Hannes die and his mom die, so that's probably why he's crying. But honestly, my full explanation for the dream, and I've always wondered this until Socks pointed it out, was why did he get the dream? Right? That's really the question. We know how he got it in the past. It's pretty much the answer for everything. But I
true,
believe in the time loop theory, right? The one timeline with the time loop
right,
theory. So if you haven't heard of it, basically how it goes is Eren gets killed by Mikasa, which you guys pointed out that that's the
right,
first part of the manga, right? On the official website. So he gets killed by Mikasa, and then what happens is he gets like reborn into the next
right.
into the same thing. Yes, it's a loop, and that's why he wakes up in those memories, right? But that. So can you
Yeah.
explain more how this dream works with AOE?
So that's the thing. So I agree with you. There is a set timeline, and Aaron's actions after season 3 are set in stone because of the memories he gets. Right, his actions are influenced by his, and so the story of AOT, it's looping over itself. So it's the same thing happening over and over again. However, it can change if you have something from the outside, something external come in, and that's why we think that the dream is different.
You think
See,
that an external. So you think, okay, so basically you think that it's set in stone but something else can change
So,
it.
so like, okay, so suppose there's a timeline and the two iterations. The one is whatever the story is right now,
Hmm.
and then there's a second iteration. Now, if that memory after Aaron's death were to go and Aaron remembers or sees that memory after his death of what happens to, say, Paradise, that might change his actions. So that's where the theory comes in, is that the dream itself
Oh.
is the destruction of Paradise. Because it doesn't make sense. How would he get those memories? He's not a Titan shifter, right? So he can't use
Well, the past.
the previous user. Right, he can't. Well, he's the alien, so someone has to give him that memory.
You think someone? So is a theory that someone sent him, or he sent himself the memory, so he would not do what he did in the manga? Basically, is that what it is?
That's one theory, and to be fair, we don't actually know what sent that memory back, but we do know that it looks like the destruction of Paradise, right? We see like Titans coming about and destroying everything.
Are you afraid of Child Evil?
Hmm?
Are you afraid of Child Evil?
No, I don't know who that is.
That's the ED, the last ED he has so far.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
No. It's the last ED. Like, you know, I'll show you.
Oh, I thought you said, are you friends with Child Evil?
No, Child Evil, the ending, the song.
Oh, the song.
Yeah. Is that what you're referring to?
No, I'm referring to like the dream where, well, yes, that I think people do get the impression of that being Paradise Destroyed, but I don't think so, because it's like, it's not advanced. It's like Paradise was destroyed, as you saw skyscrapers and everything, and this doesn't look like destruction. It looks like it was abandoned.
Yeah, it looks like it was abandoned.
It was abandoned.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, that's,
Hello.
yeah.
I can't. If you're talking, I can't hear you. Sorry, Chicken Boy. Another person just.
No, I see it.
Hey, hello. Are you gonna talk? All right. So continue what you were saying.
Right. So, like, if you look at the ending, it's not destruction. It's like it was abandoned.
Yeah,
right?
that's what it says to me.
So that's the thing. Like, that's a little weird. That's different from what happens in the manga, right? It's
Well,
like,
it looks sort of, to me, it looks sort of abandoned. I don't know. I guess you could make that argument. It looks abandoned in the manga.
Manga? Well, no, there's development, right?
Well, I'm gonna get the actual photo here.
Yeah.
Hey, did you something to say, other guy?
You hear me now, so. Yep.
Huh? Are you
Can you hear
talking? Yeah, I can hear you a little bit, sort of.
How about now?
Yeah, much better. Much
Cool.
better. What's up? How's your day going so far?
It's good. I'm down to debate. I was gonna maybe listen in first. I don't want to
That's fine.
get. Like,
We're not really
Hollywood,
going at it
so.
right now. We're not fighting tooth and nail over ideologies. Again, that's more reserved for Titan folk. Oh man, I really don't like these people at all. You guys must be excited about A&R coming out soon, huh?
Actually, we don't really like the. I personally don't really like.
I think
the
it's cringe,
story.
bro. That's what I think.
I like the artwork. The story itself is like, it's weird.
Here's the thing:
No,
A&R and
freedom.
AOT are different things. Because AOT&R is the fan fiction, A&R is the fan theory.
Oh,
Fan fiction is
yeah.
based off of.
I use them interchangeably, but yeah, I probably should be saying that the actual. That thing is cringe as oh man.
You know, I didn't really like it, but I do honestly think that the Aaron Army conversation was better than 139.
Well,
It still wasn't good
in some
my
ways,
opinion, but
in some ways it's better. You know what I like? You know what I love people do when they refill in the word bubbles? Have you ever seen those fan endings when they redo
Right.
the word bubbles? So it's pretty much,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, I love when they try to make it better by filling it with more text, which is what you're supposed to do. It's just the problem is it's against the rules. Like they don't, Codenature doesn't let you put that much text into one bubble. So they're seeing how hamstrung Isayama was by having just 58 pages to do his stuff. I mean, just the fact that he had 8 more pages to begin with, that should have been a problem for Reaper because his art shouldn't be inhibited by how much pages he has left. That's
I
just
have a question.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
So people can listen in.
He was having issues with Discord.
Okay, gotcha.
With Mike.
Yeah, we're gonna do this in Discord, but I guess he couldn't hear me. Alright, I'm trying to find where parody. I'm almost there, guys. I just got a few more pages to go. What is the AoE's community thoughts on Aaron Miko? So let's look through this together. Alright, so here's... Is my mouse visible on screen?
It was for a second.
Yeah? So
Yeah,
here... so again, this is all, as Goth Nikas pointed out, this is all for the implementation. But this is what it looks like. So it's fresh in everyone's mind. What parody looks like after the war. I don't know, it looks sort of abandoned to me, but it really could go either way. Did someone else join?
Oh, yeah. I don't see that.
Yeah, and of course here's the final panel. So there's that, just because we're talking about whether parody was abandoned in Child of Evil or not.
Well, see, the thing is that the structures, the buildings are destroyed. That's not in the ending. The ending, all the buildings are there. It actually, if you look at the center building, it looks like immediately after the invasion of Paradise.
Okay,
the state of
Shina.
It's immediately after that. It's not like it's almost like people just left right after the Rumble started.
That's exactly true. In the ending, you don't see the same destruction as you see in the manga, where the buildings are literally just reduced to rubble. Most of the buildings are still there. It's just they've clearly decayed over time, and nature has overgrown. But the buildings are still there. There's no
buildings or the village.
The buildings.
The buildings. Are you talking about Child of Evil or the manga? I'm
comparing the ED to the manga.
Okay,
so the manga.
Okay, I'm gonna get the
buildings
manga.
Are clearly destroyed.
Yeah, this definitely looks like it's abandoned right here. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck does a debate on Google? 24/7 Horns asking me that. Hold on a second. Well, Discord wasn't working. Sorry, it's not really a debate. Discord wasn't working. So that.
You should probably figure out a way to make Discord work, so it'll be less of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, this was a band-aid solution. I was not planning on having all my debates over.
Well, assuming the mods actually auto mute everybody,
Do you guys have a theory on why Annie's Crystal is here?
Oh, I don't think that's Annie's Crystal. I think isn't that the ceiling?
Yeah, the ceiling's falling down.
Ceiling?
Yeah, that's the ceiling. Yeah, these are concrete blocks.
It's the ceiling.
Yeah, there's like marble blocks.
Oh,
I always see like how it's falling.
I always thought that Titan of the End. Is Titan of the End named after what Isayama named the Aaron's Titan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So this is okay, that's great. This is why I'd like to talk to you guys, because I legitimately thought this entire time that this was just Annie's Crystal. I was very confused. But this is a ceiling you're saying. That makes more sense. Okay.
You also want to look at why this is shown. This is basically what would this represent, right? This represents what? The throne, the ruler of Paradise, which was Historia. Why show that in ruins, right? I mean, people have to draw these scenes with meaning behind them. hours to draw each and every frame. They have to be very specific on what they draw and how they show it. So
Mhm.
there's
Are you talking
always
about
a
Mappa?
meaning behind it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Mappa, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because I
Like
mean,
this scene right here.
we
this
all
is-
agree. You're not gonna have to argue with me. We all agree that Mappa and Rit took direct orders from Isayama. And in fact, I actually
Yeah.
saw an interview from an AOE video where the interviewer was saying Isayama personally looks at the storyboard, which wasn't a surprise. It just
Yep.
confirmed what I already thought. Of course, it looks at the storyboard. Everything is done to his liking, including the endings, as we saw
Who
from
was it?
the season 2 ending.
Yeah.
Who was it? The video? Is that what you're asking? Who did the video?
No, what's interesting is, in terms of like in the industry, no manga author is this involved with anime. None of them are. So that's what's interesting. Like they're there and they're usually like they kind of say, oh, I want to be drawn this way or that way, but in the end, it's up to the director. Isayama is like he picks the artist, the My War artist. Like he's a personal fan of his, right? Of Isayama. The writers, they've been friends for a long time. So he's basically all these people in the anime studio. Has a closer relationship with them than he does, I would say, the editors of the manga.
Really?
That's just because from the interviews of people talking about him, so like interviews of his head editor and then interviews of like Hayashi or the writer, is like clearly a very different relationship. He even said that he views the manga as a rough draft and the anime is the final product.
He said that? Can I get the
He
source?
said that. You can look it up.
Can I get the source? Well, look it up. I
Just
think he said
look
both
up
are
the-
canon,
look up-
but I wouldn't.
No.
I know
not
he
canon,
likes to-
but, like,
And he likes to revise stuff. Like ending
Right.
Aaron's fight is a perfect example of that,
right.
where he just like revised the entire thing. Why he did
Right,
that, I
so-
have no idea. But he did.
Well, there is a theory actually over that.
There
And,
is?
the first thing I wanted to mention is, yes, there is a theory. So, the fundamental, like, one of the main differences between the manga and this Aaron's plotline, there's a couple lines that are unique, where Aaron basically chooses to rely on himself over his friends, and that fight scene is an example of that. Where
Oh,
instead of
this is
relying
the whole.
on
He's
all
gonna
the,
trust He's gonna trust himself instead of Armin. Oh yes.
instead of all the Surecore and
Well,
yes, all of them.
you know, I wouldn't really look at it as trust. I mean, the dude killed all the military and left them with nothing at all. So the whole, trust aspect.
Right. Well, he
is-
left the fate. Well, let me put it this way: he left the fate of Parody up to his friends instead of.
Did he really?
Like,
though?
he did. Though.
Yeah.
When he died, it was up to his friends to.
It was up to his friends to do what? To
Yeah,
defend
no
the
control over
island
what happened
against.
after he died.
To defend the island against weak, unarmed people with no way of getting to the island.
I think
Well-
what he meant was keep the peace in the world.
Well, after he dies, there's no rumbling. So what's stopping them from invading the island? And
The
you
fact that
see
they have no boats to
end
get
up
there.
bombing.
The fact that they have no boats to get there. That's what I would say.
I think
Well, they have no navy, but I'm sure
I
they
think
still
he's-
have boats.
he's
Well,
referring to, like, in the
I think-
future.
I think there's some validity to that, but I mostly interpret it as more the Jaegers because they were a violent opposing political faction on the island that were not welcome to them. So I think that's more where he was going with that. Because again, the rest of the world has nothing. They have no soldiers, they have no men, they have no towed artillery, they have no ships, they have no planes, they have no research. Also remember this, the research facility for their planes is also destroyed.
Well, look, that's why it takes so many years to counter and attack Parody, right? It's so many years that had passed that Parody was completely transformed and they had stealth bombers that were flying over and not
What?
bombing Parody.
I
So clearly a
think
lot
that
of-
I had a hard time hearing.
Sure, yeah. So as I said, the reason is that's why so much time had passed in the manga, where they were using stealth bombers to bomb
Yeah,
Parody.
yeah.
So enough time had passed where they had recovered and technologically advanced.
I see.
Even if you look at 139, that panel with Gabby pushing Levi, you see a plane in the sky. And that's clearly not a paradigm.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry, I have a hard time hearing.
When Gabby is pushing Levi in a
Gabby?
wheelchair. Yeah, when they're older.
Gabby's
In 130 in the yeah,
Levi,
yeah.
with Falco.
When Gabby and Falco are pushing Levi in the wheelchair,
Yes.
There's a
like
plane.
wherever Marley and City they're at, there's a plane over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean,
when they're in,
it's primitive, right? It's primitive, but like they can still advance. They still have a lot. 20% of the world is a lot of people still.
who can
And
advance the
they
world?
will be able to advance. The world, the outside world, yeah.
Well,
I mean, they can build back.
yeah, they can build back, but Parody can also build back, and they have more money to build back.
To be fair, it's a question of it's a numbers game. The Paradise Island is maximum 1 million people.
Okay, let me ask you a
it's
question.
just
No, actually, I'm sorry. That's rude. Continue talking.
okay. I'll just finish the point. It was stated in the show that what was it? 1/5 of the population died trying to retake the land from the Titans after the initial China disaster, and they said it was 20,000. So, based on that, you can basically cap the number of citizens on Paradise as 1 million.
As 1 million.
20% of the world.
Oh
1
wait.
million.
Okay. Can you repeat that logic again? So you're saying, because I heard this
In the
before, that Parody has 1 million people in it, and I think you just gave
so
me the
in
formula.
the show.
Okay.
Yeah, in the show, when I think the second episode, third episode, when everyone, the first attempt to reclaim the land that was lost to the Titans,
Yes.
it ended up in failure.
Yes.
The narrator said that humanity lost 1/5 of the population.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
20%. And then they also said an estimated 200,000 people would die.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So it's 1 million people
So,
on Parody.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Okay,
1 million
great.
people.
Well, also, I mean, the population's growing. Zeke's planned it. But just assuming they have 1 million people
Mhm.
right now. Okay, Russia, India, China. Right, that's about
Right.
3-4 million soldiers, right? Versus the United States. Who wins that battle?
I don't think you can actually put it in perspective in the real world, because it's like, this way, Paradise is 1 million people. After 90 years, depending on, it's going to be maybe 5 million, 10 million. 20% of the world back then, someone calculated it based on like early 20th century. 20% was 400 million people.
The rest of the world,
The amount of people.
400 million people? I calculated around
Yeah.
200 million people.
Well, either way, it's 100 times more.
It's
than
100.
what
Yeah,
Parody
yeah.
is.
It's 100.
It's a lot. It's 100 times more.
So
So
the thing about
Paradise
well,
is at a disadvantage of the technology because they have to reinvent from the beginning. I mean, yes, they have. Well, they have to. Paradise is not technologically. No, Paradise. So it's not technologically advanced, right? They have to, like, they said this in the anime. They said this. Was it in the anime? I think they cut the line out, but like she said, it would take 50 years to build
yeah.
infrastructure and education system to actually get them on par with the world at that moment.
Yes.
Right.
But
Forget about
Aaron
military
vaporized their
technology.
entire military and all of their experienced officers and all the researchers. So they suddenly became the most advanced military in the world at that point, right?
Well, I'm sure there were some people out of 200 million people that survived, 20%. I'm sure there was some engineers, some scientists, some researchers. I mean, it's just a numbers game. It's 200 million versus 1 million. At that point, you really can't make an argument of somehow.
I mean, how are they even going to get
it was
over
1 million.
That's
It takes time, right? It was 90 years, right? I'm sure they could expand.
and why they have a 90-year grudge? Did Austria-Hungary have a 90-year grudge?
Absolutely, they have a 90-year grudge.
So
Wait,
let me put it in a way that like is comparable with that.
I'm not saying it's
Aaron saw
impossible.
his-
I'm just asking. Is that what you guys
Hold
are
on,
saying?
hold on. Let
there are
me get-
wars that lasted more than 90 years.
Yeah, let me get you like the logic I'm going by. Aaron watched his mother die in front of him and had a hatred for the Titans and for the outside world.
Yep.
How many kids do you think watch their parents or their
Oh,
entire
hey,
life die?
Listen, my name is Beluga the Jaegers. I completely understand.
Right.
Um, I was
but
I was
that-
on board with rumbling. Okay, let me just say.
Right.
I don't know about you two folks, but
Okay.
I was. And the thing about this is that I was saying the exact same thing that you said. It's about nationalism and espionage, right? Everyone's a nationalist in
Right.
this world, right? Gabby is a great example. And espionage is always messing everything up. Take Peak or Grisha as an example, right? So I was saying, well, look. Do you follow my logic so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying,
Yeah.
well, to avoid situations like Gabby or Aaron or Grisha, right? Or even Zeke was another great example of espionage. Aaron needs to make sure he kills everybody, right? That's what the whole thing is. But then when he realizes that he has 80% of the world killed, and there's still 20% of the world left, of course, I after had to change my opinions a little bit because I was like, well, they have nothing, right? They have nothing, and Gabby and Zeke are nothing without Titans, right? Nothing, or Aaron should say. Aaron has nothing without the Attack Titan. He's dead in season 1 with Trasso. He's dead in Trasso without the Titans. Your rage does not compute to how effective you are in combat. What makes you effective in combat is what weapons you have, and Aaron had the Founding Titan, which could of course cause some rumbling, and he had the Attack Titan, which is why they weren't a problem for him. And let us also not forget that he would have been captured again in the forest had Mikasa and Levi not saved him, and had Mikasa been left alone with her childish rage, he still would have been in martyrdom, right? So that's what I would say about 100% wrong, right?
Right.
Why? And on the other thing, if you would indulge me for just a little bit more, is of course, I know you guys hate to say this over and over again, or hate to hear this over and over again, is the Civil War aspect. At a certain point, prime example, America, Civil War becomes more likely than actual war. And sometimes, again, America, civil wars are more devastating than actual wars, right? We fought in 2 world wars. We fought in the greatest war in world history. Again, I'm not saying this applies to everything. I'm saying from this specific real-world example I can give you, we had half the casualties in World War II than we had in the Civil War, right? So, to me, 100% rumbling doesn't really solve anything to me. It's like, how much time is that extra 20% really gonna buy? And of course, we see this in the last arcs. We see Hizuru saying, or maybe Mitsubi saying to Flock, I think we were just making the world smaller. And then at which point Flock freaks out, right? And I don't know if you remember that or not, but a more potent example, as more you remember, would be 139, Armin's conflict with Dark Vanish. So for me, to see the last panels, I wasn't really surprised at all, right? And I don't think 100% rumbling would have solved that. But I've talked too long. You guys can talk now.
So yeah, I agree with you, but I don't think that's his goal. Aaron's goal is not peace; it's freedom. So let me give you an example. A civil war is freedom because the people of their own country decided to fight each other. But an invasion is not freedom. They did not freely invite an outside foreign invasion, a foreign entity to invade them. So peace and freedom cannot be equated to each other. Aaron's goal was freedom, not peace. So if he were to do 100% rumbling and Paradise were to fall into civil war, he understands conflict's going to happen. That's his point. He wants Paradise to be free to make their own decisions and not be forced to by an outside group, the world, Marley, whatever. It's not peace he's going for, it's freedom. And there is a distinction that people kind of group those two things together, but they can't be separate.
Yeah, you're saying
And if I can add on to that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to add on, like, think of it from Aaron's perspective. If he wants to be 100% sure that the people of Paradise aren't deleted off the planet, which is his main concern, really, with the way Marley and the Mideast Alliance is treating Paradise, right? There's the threat that Paradise will basically be deleted from the planet. And so, for him to secure freedom for Paradise, he needs a 100% rumbling. And that's not going to eliminate all conflict, but it gives the people, the Paradisians, a chance to move on from the oppression that they've lived under for thousands of years. Not even thousands, I think it's hundreds.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, for me, making them instantly the richest and most powerful country in the world, that to me looks like it's going to be freedom for Paradise, because they're in a prime position to control geopolitics, especially with the iceberg stone in oil, which we do see them using, of course. We see the cards in 139, so we know that they use their iceberg stones, of course. We know that they use their cards, so they have oil and they have iceberg stone. To me, it looks like that they're in prime position to control geopolitics for a long time, of course. That to me looks like it's freedom precarity, right?
But don't you think that also paints a target on their back?
Can you read that again?
See, that was it paints a target on their back, right? That was the reason why certain countries wanted to invade Paradise in the first place.
Basically the oil, yeah.
For no resources, the iceberg stone. So
Welcome.
it's not like it's someone else is
here. Hey, welcome.
So just
tying at the end, just like is that a Discord name?
That's him. Yep, that's him.
You're in mute, by the way. That's why
so,
if you're talking, no one can hear you. Go ahead, chicken boy.
Yeah, so I was basically going on that Paradise's resources is a target on their head. Anytime, resources are like everyone wants them. So I don't think that's going to change. And like I was saying before, it's a numbers game. Because there's so little, instead of people the outside world respecting that or trading with them, they just might feel like they just want to take it.
Oh, yes, I can.
Hello?
Hey, hello, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
You were on mute
Perfect.
beforehand. Why is no one on video?
Yeah, no,
I don't have
it's just
fucking webcam on.
this laptop I'm using is pretty fucking shitty.
Let's see. Well, you have the best audio, so there's that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that headset be going a little. So we're debating AoE, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to interrupt whoever was making a point just now, but
no, I'm finished.
Okay. So Beluga,
What's up?
why don't you believe in AoE?
Why don't I believe in AoE? Okay.
Right, we're discussing that right now.
Again, I really appreciate your mic.
Just give me like your general argument.
But my thing is, listen. There is 9 chapters left, and to me, it feels like there's not enough evidence to justify the manga being pretty much a one-for-one copy of the. Again, pretty much, not entirely, but pretty much a one-for-one copy of the anime, or vice versa. That's probably more appropriate. There's not enough evidence to justify that being changed last minute. And the other thing is, thematically, I don't think AoE even fits in the first place, right? Right now, we're arguing about Parody's freedom, which of course was important to Aaron, but Aaron had 4 goals when doing the rumbling, and Isayama was trying to tell us something, and I think that all the messaging goes away if you replace it with AoE. So that's why I think that.
What is he trying to tell us?
Come again?
What is Isayama trying to tell us, and how do you know this?
There's a lot of things Isayama's trying to tell us, and again, it's a very complex story. That's why it's one of my favorites. I want to be talking about it if I can just answer that in a simple answer, right?
You mentioned that Aaron has 4 goals. What are those goals?
What are those goals? Okay, so number 1, first I'm going to do this in order priority. So number 1, his first goal is, of course, Mikasa. Now, how do I know this? Well, of course, we see that he loves Mikasa romantically more than anyone else. That's number 1. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. And of course, number 2, and this was unclaimed 139. I'll give you guys that. It was unclaimed 139. But in 139, the only thing he knows for certain, he does not know about Parody, right? He doesn't know what's going to happen to Parody. He doesn't know what's going to happen to his friends, directly actor with, even if they stop the rumbling through the dangerous. He doesn't know what's going to happen to his friends in the battle of heaven and earth. He doesn't know any of that. He doesn't know if he's going to live. What he does know one thing, that Mikasa is going to be around because she's the one who makes the choice, and that is all he needs all the certainty he needs to keep pushing forward was for Mikasa. Now, whether or not you don't like it, whether that's bad motivation, whether that's corny or noble or sweet, that's up to you. I personally like it very much. But the second thing...
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I just want to interject real quick because I don't want you to go on to the other 3 without having addressed this first. You saying his number 1 goal is what? To make Mikasa lives?
Make sure Mikasa lives a lot.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes. But wasn't the whole point of her choice to end the Titan Curse? It was never about whether or not she lived. He said the result of her choice, and Armin confirms it 139,
make the Titans
was that the result of her choice would end the Titan Curse.
Yes, but she was still alive.
It's not about Mikasa technically. It's about the choices she makes and the result it gives. So, what do you have to answer to that?
Well, again,
No, but he
had
endangered her
friends.
multiple times.
He had friends
in
who
the time
had.
skip.
He had friends who
He
had
sent
Titans.
her to go be bait against the Warhammer Titan.
Come again? Well, he
Well,
knew. As I
no,
just
no,
said,
no,
as
I'm
I just
saying-
said, he knew he was going to survive because he saw the result of her choice. That's the only thing he knew for certain, is that Mikasa was going to survive.
How could he have known that Mikasa would make it that far and make that choice?
Because he did. I don't know
He
if
said
to
he
tell
didn't
you.
know.
He did. No, he did know. No, the only thing he
He
did,
said, I didn't know if any of you would live this fight.
but he didn't know Mikasa was his precious friends. He said, but Mikasa, he knew. That's what I'm saying. He
Okay,
didn't know.
so he doesn't
he
consider
didn't know if
Mikasa a
his
friend?
He didn't know if Mikasa was going to live. And he didn't know if his friends were going to live, Armin, Connie, Annie, those people. But he did know that Mikasa was going to be around, which is what gave him that certainty of Mikasa being around gave him the strength to keep moving forward. Again, one of the reasons why he did the rumbling. And of course, we see, especially in 130 and other panels, and this is actually more clear in the manga than the anime, which is where, in one particular instance, it's more clear in the manga. To make that clear. But we see every time he thinks about his friends in the line coming last, every time he's in the halves, we see Mikasa's a larger shard, Mikasa's in the center of the shard, and of course, when
Okay.
What?
Well, you're not gonna say, oh, Mikasa's shard was bigger, therefore he cares more about her than her friends.
This is the
And in
people.
fact, there's an actual panel. Hold on. Let me quickly respond before you can respond once I'm done. And Mikasa is among the friends panel. Eren literally says, I want my friends to live long, happy lives.
Yes.
She's among a bunch of characters, including dead ones, like
Yes.
Sasha, and later to be Hanji, and later to
I
be
know
Flock.
the exact panel you're talking about.
I want my friends to live long, happy lives. So, unless Mikasa is not her friend. Oh, and Historia wasn't among those. I'm not saying right now that Historia says his love is life or something. I'm saying, does he not consider Historia a friend?
Of course he does.
She
never.
wasn't in that panel.
Historia was also a main motivation for this as well. It's just he didn't know what was going to happen to Historia.
He's saying Historia was one of his main motivations?
Yes. Of course.
Okay, but I thought Mikasa was his main motivation, and I thought that she was more than a friend. So why was
He has four
she among
motivations.
a panel?
I said one. Did you hear? I said one of his main motivations. Like,
But you said that Mikasa is her biggest motivation.
Yes.
And you also tried to claim to prove that she wasn't a friend. That's why Eren claiming that, oh, I wouldn't know if my friends lived this fight in 139 doesn't apply to Mikasa.
Well,
despite
I'm
her
not.
being
Well, I'm
the
not saying that
130
because
panel
he
for
also
friends.
he also said he knew the result of Mikasa's choice. It was at the very end. So of course he knew she'd survive.
Okay, so she is one of his friends, which he didn't know that would survive.
No, because he knows the result of her choice, which would imply that she's still alive. See how that works?
Okay, but when did he know?
Hello? Is your audio still working?
Yes?
I wasn't trying to mock you, I was just asking for once.
I said, when did he know? Was it in 120, or was it when he was
It's
kissing
139.
Historia's hand?
139.
Okay, but you understand that he had memories when he kissed Historia's hand, and he had memories when he entered the Founding Titan.
I understand.
When did he know Mikasa would make a choice?
Again, I don't really. Again, this is very unclear, but I don't know. It could be either when he kissed Historia's hand or when he hugged her in the air. I don't know. But the problem is that
It's very unclear, but this is his biggest motivation, according to you.
No, I'm talking about when he got the memories. But it's inconsequential as to whether or not, because he didn't know his friend. Again, he admitted in 139 he did not know whether his friends were going to survive, and he did know that Mikasa was going to make a choice. So he did know Mikasa was going to be alive, but he did not know about his other friends.
Okay, so Mikasa not friend to him. She's more than that, is what you're saying. And he didn't care as long as she was going to be able to make that choice.
No,
You're claiming to me right
I'm
now
not
that,
saying he didn't
that
care, I'm saying that was
Mikasa,
his-
her choice.
He was only.
You just said to me that he knew for a certainty that she would
Yes.
survive, she would make a choice,
Mhm.
but you also claim that he didn't know about the rest of his friends.
Yes.
So you're
he's-
claiming not only is Mikasa not one of his friends, but that he doesn't care about them as much as he cares about her.
No, that's not what he's saying.
I'm saying, yeah, thank you for not playing cute semantic games. I'm saying everyone knows that Mikasa holds a special place in Aaron's heart. I'm not going to debate this. I mean, I am. Sorry, I am going to do it. Everything's on for debate. But
I agree with you.
in 139, we all see, no, I don't want that. I want her to love me and only me for 10 years at least. We know this, and we also know that he only has certainty of Mikasa's survival. He does not know what her choice is going to be, what's going to happen to him, what's going to happen to Parody, what's going to happen to his friends. But he does know, and remember, he was saying this to Armin in 131 before they arrived to even the Rumble in the first place. Remember that as well. All he knew was
Sorry,
that.
could you repeat that last bit?
Oh, I said he's talking to Armin. 139 happens chronologically around 131. Before
131,
yeah,
yes.
before the battle of Heaven and Earth starts. So he's saying this
Yes.
to Armin, not knowing whether he is going to be alive to see the new world or not. He knows Mikasa is, and he's certain
Okay.
of it. He's not certain of his life. He's not certain of Harry. He's not certain of anything else. All he's certain of is Mikasa's safety, and of course, we know he loves Mikasa from 139 to season 2 finale, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So I guess my biggest question to all of this is how does this disprove the anime original ending?
Well, I said he had 4 points, right? This is the first one.
Right?
Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay, so what are the other 2 points?
Okay, so the second one, of course, would be his friends. We're talking about Annie, Reiner, Astoria, Jean, Connie, things of that nature. So these are his friends. These are, of course, of lower tier than Mikasa. You're not going to see Eren on his ass on the beach whining about them remembering him for 10 years, but he does still deeply care about them, of course. And so to make sure his friends are safe and happy and protected, especially Armin and Historia, this applies to him especially because Armin has the Colossal Titan, and on top of that, Historia is a member of the royal family, so he does not want to continue that Titan lineage. And this, of course, was hinted at a couple times in season 4, part 1, the train scene where he talks about the women long happy lives, and of course it's very awkward because Armin has a Colossal Titan, and he could just pass it down to Armin, and Armin is not going to live a long happy life because, again, he has a Colossal Titan, and then later on when they're in jail, John says he has a secondary motive for treating Mikasa and Armin the way he treats them, of course, all for this one goal of making them live long happy lives that he's been repeating to himself over and over and over and over again. So that's the second point. Now the third point...
but if I may interject in the second point real quick.
Go ahead.
It doesn't really make any sense, in my opinion, because your whole thing is, yeah, he cared about his friends, including Armin and Historia.
Mhm.
He cared about them a lot. He didn't care about them as much as Mikasa would do, but he did care about them enough to make them one of his primary motivations, right?
Yes.
Okay, but unlike Mikasa, who you may have an argument that, yeah, he knew that Mikasa would at least make it to the very end. At the very least, he knew she would, right?
Mhm.
He had no clue about the rest of them.
Of course.
For all he could have known, the bomb in Zachary, whatever his face, his office could have blown up Armin right there.
Yeah.
For all he could have known, Jean or Connie could have died in Marley.
Yep.
Sasha did die. He knew it would happen.
Mhm.
He was okay with that happening. Hanji
He was
did
okay
die
with that
on the way
happening?
there.
Oh, did you see he was okay with Sasha dying?
He knew Sasha would die,
And you're saying
and he still moved forward.
He's perfectly happy with that.
I'm not saying he was happy about it, but I'm saying he was okay to the point where he was willing to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Okay, his second point is moot. It doesn't really matter.
What?
Because he did not even protect them actively. Even his whole excuse about,
really?
I
So
wouldn't
he didn't
really, I don't want
resurrect
to take
Connie's
away your
mom.
freedom.
He didn't extend Armin's lifespan, and he didn't make it so the story didn't have to pass down to family members.
Okay, but I don't think.
the argument here is that
Please convey to him what I'm trying to say.
I think the argument here is that if he just wanted to protect his friends while they rumble, he could have protected his friends, just his friends. He could have, with using the power of Family Titans, and that's it. He didn't have to exterminate 80% of humanity. If he wanted to, that means he's basically saying that if his motivation was purely his friends, he didn't have to go with the rumble. Motivation, right?
Okay, I think I got most of that.
That's why he did the rumble.
But as I said multiple times, Eren has 4 motivations for doing this, and Mikasa's his first one. Why is it so hard to understand?
Okay. No. Basically, I think what he's trying to say is if number 2, which is probably the second highest on his list, according to you, right? Mikasa's number 1.
Yep.
His friends are number 2.
Mhm.
Why would he begin the rumbling and try to protect parity or gain his own freedom if 2 priorities higher on the list would not need him to do that?
If the rumbling were to endanger his friends, which are on higher priority than protecting Paradise, then why would he do that?
Why would he do it if
He
he...
knew that Mikasa would survive, as you said, he started at the end.
Yeah.
But he didn't know if others would survive, like Connie
Yeah.
or Levi,
Mhm.
right?
Well,
Armin.
yeah.
Armin.
Yeah.
Armin.
Yes, Armin.
Yes, Armin. And so why endanger them?
Why do the rumbling?
Unless the argument can be made that he views the safety of paradise more or less equivalent to the safety of his friends.
Well, obviously, I mean,
So
parody was definitely not his number one priority, but I'm getting down this list here. So let's get some more questions. Listen, I'll say this again. Eren prioritizes Mikasa over everything else, as he should. So Sasha dying here, Hanji dying here, is not as important to him as Mikasa. And again, maybe this isn't valid evidence, but I would like to invoke Child of Evil here, where he says, "I will quote sacrifice anything to protect you." Right. So I don't know if that's valid or not in regards to this line of reasoning, but if it is, there it is. Right. So now let's move on.
Wait, sorry. Could you go back? You quoted the ED lyric?
Yeah.
Even if I sacrifice everything, I will protect you?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say about that?
Hanji, Sasha.
Okay, well, who is he protecting? Are you saying that that line was directed towards Mikasa?
The world is cruel, but hey, I'm not saying it's not, but he says the world is cruel, but I still love you. I'll sacrifice anything to protect you. It's obviously about Mikasa. But again, you can take it or leave it if you want to. If you don't want to.
There's been other characters who have called the world cruel.
Okay.
That's not Mikasa's Mactum. I'm not gonna get hung up on this Child
No, listen.
line. I will gladly
finish your fourth. Finish all four
ahead,
points,
Chicken
then
Boy.
we can discuss it.
I think Chicken Boy says
no, I'll go by your point of I'll sacrifice anything to protect you. Isn't that 138? The dream of Mikasa?
Can you repeat that?
I will sacrifice anything to protect you. He sacrificed his friends in paradise to run away with Mikasa.
Oh, you're saying
That
that's
is true,
AoE,
he did do
basically.
that.
Yeah, okay. That's what I said. I don't know if it's
That's
valid
manga.
line of reasoning.
I'm saying that in 138, that dream was exactly that line.
Yeah.
He regretted that decision.
He what now?
He regretted
doing
Wait, no,
what?
But the thing is, Chicken, Beluga doesn't consider 138 to be an actual
No,
timeline.
we will
No, I'm not
definitely
saying
we will
timeline.
definitely talk about
I'm not saying
138.
timeline.
I'm going to write this down right now. I want to get to the rumbling, but we're definitely going to talk about 138 for sure. Okay, I threw it down. Okay, so we will definitely be opening the that's a long conversation, but I'll definitely be opening that for sure.
Okay. Continue with your points.
Okay, and again, remember guys, Armin and Historia could not have been saved without the rumbling. Right? Just remembering this up again. Keep bringing up Sasha and Hanji. But remember, Armin, who is close to, I don't think I'm gonna miss to say that Armin is closer to Sasha. Armin and Historia had to have the Titan's curse gone in order to live long, happy lives. Right? Okay, let's go. As well as Khan.
Well, not Historia, but Armin, yes.
Well, I mean, not Historia, but if it's not Historia, obviously the Titans will be passed down by lineage, right? Which is part of the Eldians group. Of course, you would say that the random Eldians and work for Sasha, and again, I would simply redirect you to Armin and Connie as well. Alright, but who you say is who you could say is the same level as Sasha, but there's just things to take into consideration. Alright, and also we cannot forget about the two villains, Annie and Reiner, who also got their lives significantly upgraded by the curse of Ymir being gone. I mean, that Eren specifically cared about it because he took time to specifically visit them. Alright, so second reason is for his friends. So the third reason, of course, was for parody. Yes, Eren was definitely a patriot. I'm not saying otherwise. I'm not ever saying he was a patriot. He definitely wanted parody to be safe. He wanted Eldians to be safe. Of course, I'm sure I don't need to give you evidence, right? We all agree on this.
Yeah, we agree.
Yes. Okay, good. So great. So obviously, we wanted parody to be safe. So obviously, the rumbling was due in part. Big part of it. I'm not minimizing. I'm saying in big part it was for parody. Now for the fourth option, which is very interesting because the fourth option was actually the first fourth priority was actually the first priority since season 3, and then slowly it started to shift. I don't know exactly when, but it shifted to being his last priority to the point where he actually abandoned his priority entirely. So the fourth priority.
Sorry. Wait, did you actually say the fourth priority? Your mic was kind of cutting out. I couldn't catch that part.
Oh, no, I didn't say what it was. I just said that it was the first priority, and it shifted to be the fourth priority, right? Of course, you don't know what it is, so how could you agree? But, so the fourth priority, which was, now please don't get mad, okay? Just hear what I have to say. Eren wanted to, actually, I'll just quote Eren himself. He said he wanted to make the world like Armin's book. That's what he wanted. He did not want. I know you guys are all angry. Okay, let it out. Go ahead, do whatever you need to do.
No. Please continue.
Aaron did not want people outside the walls just because they were people. General. Again, this is a little bit of a reach, so you don't like it. Just toss out the evidence. I won't even try to debate with you on it. But he does say, notice the wording. Who just left? He does say.
Whoever the fourth guy was.
Yeah, whoever that was. He does say, ever since I learned those humans outside the walls, not ever since I learned that we were being terrorized, ever since I learned that we were being oppressed, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is a much of a reach. It's not much solid evidence, but it's just food for thought, right? He says when there was humans outside the walls, not that we were being oppressed. Again, you can say it's a reach, that's whatever. But, of course, we all know the conversation with Ramsey, which is what I'm referring to right now, actually, where he says he wished for it to be all wiped away. And we can actually trace this exact line of reasoning all the way back to when he was 9 years old, when he was killing Eldian humans, saying that they were animals that didn't die. And then his father asked him what happened. He said that they were animals disguised as humans, right? Because that's what he thinks of people who are sinful or evil. He thinks of them as animals. So then, of course, he says that he'll kill every last one of those animals that are on the earth, referring to Titans, because he perceives Titans as being the only people who are sinful and evil in that way. Now, you may be saying, well, Beluga, didn't you just mention the kidnappers before? And obviously, those people are bad. But remember, in Season 1, Aaron purposely says that being killed, he says, he remarks that in the situation being surrounded by cannons and such, he remarks that being killed by humans is, quote, ridiculous, according to him. So then, of course, we move on where he's trying to fight these Titans to exterminate all these animals. Then, of course, when he, upon discovering that Titans are not animals, that they're simply victims of war, hint, hint, wink, wink, he then decides his mission is not done and he is not free. He then shifts his motives to people in general, declaring that he will destroy them, every last one of those animals that are on this earth. So that was his first motive. That's what freedom was for him. He wanted the world to be empty because he wanted it, and from what I can see, he wanted to be free of sin, basically, which of course is deeply flawed, as you all know. And so that's what he was doing. And of course, since Ramsey couldn't understand him, he basically acted as a priest to him. You know, when you go to the Catholic Church and the priest is there and talk to him, so he basically acted as that to him, and he told him what he wanted to do. In fact, he says, I want to save Eldia, but it's more than that, which could be interpreted, again, it's a little bit rich, but it could be interpreted as if his priority is more important to Eldia. And then, of course, you know, at the last second, he decides to sacrifice his life, and whether you believe me or not, he does decide to sacrifice his own personal freedom for the sake of parody his friends and Mikasa. There you go. I'm sure you guys are all angry.
Okay, but
go ahead.
No.
Actually,
all of your points, actually, whatever. Like, it's fine that you have those beliefs, but how do they disprove an anime original ending?
I will say something about the last point.
Come again? Go ahead, Chicken Boy.
The last point is, I think you are correct. I think it's slightly misunderstanding. It's not sin that he's used them. It's that they infringe on his freedom.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Ramsey
The two people he killed. No, I don't think he was meaning that.
Yeah,
by Ramsey.
I don't think he was
blaming
being.
Ramsey.
Yeah, I don't think he was speaking to Ramsey with malice, and I think him breaking down and crying was him acknowledging that, like, yeah, it is fucked up that there will be people like yourself which will be caught up in the crossfire. People who he can relate to.
Yeah.
People who lost their freedom just like he did. But the situation that they're in is so completely fucked up. And
So like the rumbling itself, it's not like he wanted it. It's, if you look at it, he's forced to do it. It's the only outcome.
I mean, he is, but he's somewhat forced to do it. I agree. Again, I am pro rumbling. I am Jaegers. But the thing is that he wanted it to be the only option. That's what I'm saying. He wanted to rumble.
Well, is that true though? Because
I mean, he said once he saw
alternatives.
He said
he was looking for alternatives the whole time for the 4-year time skip. He was looking for alternatives.
I think what he meant by Armin's book is that he freedom, and it's not that there were people out there that an issue with. It was that there were people out there.
Are you breaking up? Are you still talking?
Yeah. There's actually I'm pretty sure Yama spoke on where he spoke about Armin's viewpoint on the sea and those sites versus Aaron's viewpoint.
Yeah, which is, I mean, Aaron admitted he lost
And
sight
he kind of talked
dream.
about how
He
Aaron wasn't
degraded
actually that
himself.
committed to seeing the sea.
Well, Aaron,
Rather, he was angry at the indignation of having the freedom to see it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, no, I don't believe he rumbled world outside the walls to make it a flat landscape, because that in itself is a contradiction, because how would he explore these sites on the outside world?
He didn't want to
If he
explore.
has
I
destroyed
mean, obviously, he's
literally
not
all of
interested
them.
in exploring, as we saw by the sea. And he says, he says it in season
No, but
3.
that's
And he said he would have left the ground covered in
what?
insects.
What did he say?
He said he would have left the ground covered in insects.
No, he wanted to destroy the world outside the walls because he thought that was the only way to gain his freedom.
Yeah.
His whole
That
philosophy
ain't-
was, and I can tie this back to your point about him killing the people who were going to kidnap Mikasa.
Yeah.
He viewed them as animals who were infringing upon her freedom. He thought they were in the wrong, which, I mean, they were. There's no debating. They were in the wrong.
Of
They were
course.
sex traffickers.
Of course.
But
the Titans
for
weren't in the
Aaron,
wrong.
yes, I will grant you that Aaron is not the most sane human being. Indeed, he has.
I mean, he's an
You
incredible
have
evil
to be a
person.
little bit fucked up in the head to be able to carry out these acts. I'm not gonna say he was evil per se, because he just happened to be the person
I
who
think
held
you
the founding
misunderstand.
titan.
I'm not saying he's evil because he did the wrong. I'm saying he's evil because of why he did the wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I disagree with that. Because
Okay, that's fine. We can go to 130.
He didn't want to complete the rumbling because of what he saw in Armin's books. Armin's books only represented that he had the freedom to go see a world outside of these walls. The walls themselves kept him.
He didn't want
those
humans.
sites. He did not actually give a fuck about the sites themselves.
He didn't want humans outside the walls. Specifically, he didn't want humans.
No, it's not about humans outside the walls. It's
Well-
about humans who are stopping him from being free.
Well,
The entire world held parity is the root of all evil because they united them. It was a sign of interdependence. They make that very clear. They make it very much more clear when Kiyomi and the rest of the Asumi Buto were refusing to unite parity with the rest of the world because they wanted to maintain a monopoly on their resources.
I'm not saying
Parity itself is a ticking time bomb.
I agree. I'm not
So,
saying that.
For you to
that
say that Aaron wanted to rumble the world outside the walls because there were humans in it,
he said
I
that.
personally believe
That-
that's asinine. I don't think that's true.
That's what he said though. To Ramsey.
He didn't say that.
He said it 3 times actually.
He did not say that I want to destroy the world outside the walls because it isn't exactly what I saw in Armin's
That is
book. He says
exactly what
it
he
wasn't
says.
like the world I saw in Armin's books,
Yeah.
and we already know what he feels towards that. When he went to the sea, he felt nothing.
Yeah, which is obviously a
Yeah,
problem,
well,
right?
because
I mean,
yes,
that's obviously a
It was
problem.
a vast world out there. No, my point to you is he doesn't want the world to look like Armin's books. He wants
does,
free
though.
to see those sites in Armin's books.
He doesn't care about the sites as
You're saying?
proven by 130. I mean, sorry, by the sea.
Yeah, he wants to destroy the world because he believes it is the only way to gain freedom. The end goal here is freedom. It's not about a site in a book.
He doesn't. I'm telling.
And I believe
I
that
am not
his
saying.
goal of freedom overweighs all of your previous 3 points.
I am not
Previous
saying.
4 points, sorry.
I am not saying. Which is what I said. His freedom is also. I am not saying that he doesn't.
Sorry?
I'm not saying that he wants to see sites. He could care less about
Hello?
sites. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
But you just said that he wanted to make the world like the world. He wanted to
Yes.
make outside the walls like Armin's book.
Yeah.
That means he
Empty.
does, in fact,
Empty
care
of
about those
humans.
sites.
He wants to make
But
it empty of
we've
humans.
heard multiple times that he doesn't.
He wants to make the world empty of humans, which is what he said to
Okay.
Ramsey. He said it 3
Alright.
times. I mean, I'm sorry. He
You're
said
saying he has a deep innate hatred for human beings.
So
he
if
has
you
a
say
deep
it
innate
like
hatred
that,
for sin
it makes
nature.
it
So
sound
he
like-
has. Come again?
Well, when you write it like when you say it like you make him seem like he's just straight up a psychopath.
He's a very evil person and incredibly
Like
petulant.
there's no.
He's Patrick Bateman, but like on steroids.
I've never watched
Yeah,
If you take
American
Bateman into
Psycho,
account.
so I wouldn't know what you're
Okay,
referring to.
it's psychopath.
He's a
It's
psychopath.
Complete
I don't-
psychopath,
Listen,
right?
listen. If the first 3 were true, he'd be a noble person, in my eyes.
No, listen. Beluga, even your quote about 131, you're like, yeah, he says multiple times, yeah, it wasn't like the world on his book, right?
hmm
He doesn't actually say that it didn't look like Armin's book. He says the reality of life beyond the walls was nothing like the world I
I am
dreamed
not
about.
saying.
It was nothing like the world I'd seen in Armin's book. His point was it wasn't just some fast, free world that he could go and explore and do whatever he wanted in. He
Yes.
was living inside a literal bird cage.
I can
My
sort
point
of
to you
agree with
is
that.
he didn't want to rumble to go and eliminate human beings. He wanted to Rumble to be free. Human beings
be free of
existing at the
sin.
walls had nothing to do with that, because he makes it clear his words are reality outside the walls, not the world itself outside the walls. Reality being that Eldians will be fucking persecuted no matter where they are. Am I correct on
He
that?
says it's more than LD. He specifically says it's more than LD. I don't know what else to tell you.
No,
I'm not saying.
he says it's to save the island, but it's more than that. When
Yeah.
he says it's more than that, he's speaking about his own freedom.
Yeah, his own freedom to not have to do a sin.
Yes.
I agree.
We're all in agreement here that Aaron's #1 priority is freedom.
Well, it was
I know
until
you
it
personally
shifted.
believe it to be Mikasa.
It was until it shifted,
Okay,
of course,
but
since he
like
died.
even if you believe that even if it shifted at some point to be about Mikasa or like to be about something else, whatever. My point to you is that for 99% of the story, we know for a fact that Aaron prioritizes freedom above all else. Correct?
Sure. Yes. Yes. I agree with you.
Okay.
So
how
why
come it
this
wasn't
is-
a single one of your points?
Come again?
Of your 4 points?
I was just gonna say that. Why is this destroy AOE? Well, again, I don't fully understand AOE, but the fact that there's multiple timelines is the reason why.
I
Because
think your mic's cutting out.
Hit your dang.
My mic's
Can you
cutting
hear us,
out?
or is he bugging out? Just
is that what you said?
You know, his mic is cutting out.
My mic's cutting out. Is it still cutting out?
Beluga, we can't hear you right now.
Can't hear.
Can you reconnect? Bro, I don't know why he can't just do Discord. Like it would be so much easier.
I'll try it again, guys. God.
I think you should turn off your camera. So
Okay, I'll try Discord.
it would be easier for your mic to come through.
I'll try it. Yes, I'll try it. Okay.
I think your camera's going down.
Maybe just cut the camera. Yeah, he's right.
I'll try Discord. Okay. Is it? Hold on a second. Well, I need to get this on my computer so I can record it. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to Discord. I'm trying to open up this call on my Mac. Well, yeah, it's just I need to record it for my channel. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my sister is on. How nice of her to join. To join my thing. I think my internet's cutting out. What the hell?
Any instances, because you're streaming a video, the audio will cut out. If you're streaming a video to Discord, it not much. Yeah, you can set.
Hello? Hello? Hello. Oh, you're on. Great. All right, perfect. Let's wait till. What's good, man? All right, let's wait till. Try to get chicken over here. Come again? You're gonna add him? Okay, good. All right, perfect. How's it going, my friend? You doing good? I'm making small talk. I was asking how your day was. Hello.
Oh, okay. I mean, I actually didn't. I didn't hear that. I honestly didn't hear it.
Is my mic still working?
Oh my god. Your mic is working. It's just your video is kind of like staticky, like it's like cutting in and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your face will freeze on a certain frame, then it'll start playing again.
Yeah, that's because I'm in the basement right now. I have bad connection. You guys don't even have your videos up, so why does it even matter?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Honestly, you should probably just cut your video.
Come again? Well, it's gonna look good on YouTube.
Just.
What? Come again? Hello? Hello? Hey, chicken, you're on. Alright, great. Great. I'm telling you, it's been looking on YouTube. Hello? Add me? I thought I did add you. How do I send friend requests? What the hell? I swear, Discord is so confusing. What's this? It's a small RP. What? True.
We're just debating the ending with him.
Hello?
Yeah.
We can't agree about what Aaron wanted or this or that. Yo, can you hear us, Luga?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Good.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yep.
Alright, don't worry. This will all look great on YouTube, I'm telling you.
Alright. So,
Don't worry.
yeah, we were talking some
About
shit about
Aaron's-
Aaron.
we just reached an agreement.
Get into, like, the AoE stuff if you want.
So basically...
But Aaron wants freedom of all.
Basically, you asked me how do those four things, how do those themes, how do they disprove AoE? What the hell? Is something happening over there?
Yeah.
What? What? That's why I fucking hate Discord. This is precisely why I do not like Discord. What the hell just happened? Hello? Hello? Who's this guy? This is... Oops. Alright. Interesting.
Yo.
Hello. Can you hear
Yo,
me?
Blue,
Yeah, what's up?
are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Is my video still staticky?
Okay.
No,
Come again?
no, his mic's off.
Come again?
We think it'd be better. We think it'd be better if you cut your camera, just so like it's a bit smoother connection.
If you insist.
But it's up to you, of course.
I think your mic's not working.
Yeah.
There, it's off.
There you go. How does it sound now? Perfect. So yeah, let's get right back into it.
Can you hear him? I can't hear him.
I
I
can
hear
hear.
his static though. He's not really saying anything.
Oh, I don't.
Might drop points in chat or drop manga. Okay, so yeah. Shall we do this?
Of course.
All right. So Beluga,
What's
you're
up?
finishing your point about.
Oh
Aaron's
yes. So
freedom and why you don't believe in
how
Louis.
why did what I just say disprove Harry?
You're concluding 4 points about what Aaron wanted. The first was
Yeah.
Mikasa. The second one was
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. So
The third was parody, and the
fourth
fourth
was
book.
freedom. Let's just put freedom so we don't have to argue about it. Unless you do want to
Okay.
argue about it, but.
No need that. We're talking about AoE.
Okay, so AoE. So the reason why is because everything happens according to the character's own nature. So this is a big reason why one of the biggest questions I get asked is why does Grisha give Eren the attack Titan even though he said to Zeke not to give it to him? And of course, it's because. And if you want to, you can go watch my 9-minute video on it. It's pretty short, so that's why I suggested it. But basically what happens is Grisha acts according to his own nature. And so the future memories cannot change his actions. Not because it'll create a paradox, as we'll see with Ramsey, but because it's in his own nature to give his son the attack Titan. And actually, Isayama purposely uses the exact same phrasing with Zeke. When Zeke says, "Oh, why can I do? How do you know I can do this? Are you sure everyone will do this?" He says, "Yes, because you are a son." He asks Grisha, why do you think your son is special? When he's giving him the attack Titan, Founding Titan, no less, he asks, why? How do you know your son's special? He turns to Keith and he says, because he is my son. So obviously the same ideology is being used here. So,
Well, I just wanted to. I'm sorry to cut you off. I had to just lay this in just so we weren't getting off track. But you said Grisha gave Eren the attack Titan because it wasn't his nature to do so, right? That's the point you just made?
yes.
Okay, but that's technically proven wrong for the story itself because Zeke himself recounts to Eren that he didn't know, he knew he couldn't use the power, but he still gave it to you because of something he had seen further in the future. Something that's yet to happen. So we know that it hasn't happened at all to this point. That is the real reason that Grisha gave Eren the attack Titan.
Well,
the attack Titan and the Founding Titan.
He said not to give it to him.
Because Eren had shown him a memory. No, he said not to give it to him, but later that day, later that night, he rode his little force carriage back to Shiganshina. He took Eren from the refugee camps, and he still gave him the Founding Titan.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Zeke tells us in the past because he had seen something in the future down the line that we haven't seen yet. What quote unquote that scenery, right? So I don't think it was in Grisha's nature to give Eren the attack Titan. I think Grisha gave it to him because he entrusted the future to him.
Yeah, I know. He just featured him, but he just featured him despite what he wanted to do when he originally saw the memories. And can you drop the panel in the chat or something so I can see what you're talking about?
Oh, you mean of Grisha?
Of Zeke saying that?
Yeah, I got you right now. I actually got you right now. I'm glad you asked for that because I can.
And the other thing is, the other thing I brought up is Ramsey, right? Aaron's gonna go and help Ramsey, but then he decides, informed by his future memories, he says, "I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna kill him anyway." Informed by his future memories, but then of course he cannot overcome his own nature, and then decides to go and save him anyway because it's not in his nature. What's gonna happen. Well. You're seriously not with me on this too?
No, that's fine and all.
That's fine.
I'm completely in agreement. I'm completely in agreement with most of what you've said. Well, not exactly about Mikasa being his #1 priority and stuff, but
interesting.
If you look into the chat, I put the little panel of Grisha where he does in fact confirm that Grisha did end up entrusting it to him because what he saw further down the line. Something he has shown him that's yet to happen.
To use the power of the founder himself, even if he took it, yet he did still entrust it to you. That's because it's seldom memories frozen to depreciate should this incident to happen.
Yeah.
Dueling
So we have
So
proof
this
right
is-
here that
Is this before? This is beforehand, right here. What Bebsy
so
just
this
showed
right
you?
here, what Bebsy just showed you is the last memory we see of Grisha, where he talks about that terrible.
But doesn't this say
sight
he's
that
not
Eren had
going
shown
to?
him.
He's unsure about giving him the attack titan.
No, you're right.
But then after he showed him the
Zeke,
scenery,
please stop Eren. But after the fact, Eren says we still haven't seen the part where I eat our old man, right? We're
So-
assuming at that point that Grisha saw a vision of what Eren would do with the Founding Titan.
interesting.
Something that we haven't seen yet. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
This whole
There's still
panel, in
Ramsey.
fact.
There's still Ramsey to think about as well. But
No, I mean that's fine. But right now we're discussing this within the confines of AOE, right?
yes.
And this right here is very relevant to AOE.
Not really. I just brought
Because
up
we still don't know what Grisha was shown to entrust Eren.
Oh, we
with the
do. We
Founding Titan.
obviously know he's shown the scenery, of course.
What is the scenery? Why would Grisha? No, if you're what do you believe the scenery to be?
What do I believe? Wait, there's a debate over what the scenery is.
No, because
Wait,
right now
Wait,
we're
wait,
talking
hold on.
about
We don't
why
all.
Grisha still ended up.
Wait, hold on. We don't all agree on what the scenery is.
What do you think the scenery is?
What
Because
do I
I've heard
think the
different
scenery
versions.
is? What do I think this? Don't we all know what it is?
Could you just tell me what is the scenery?
I'm just confused as
What
to
is
why you're
it?
even asking me that in the first place.
But tell me what it is then.
Is this a debate? Well, I'll get it right now. Actually,
It's a simple question, Beluga. Please just tell me what
I'll
you think the
put it in
scenery
the
is.
chat. Okay.
If you're gonna put a panel of 131, you're already wrong. So please don't
It's
put
not
it in.
131. Why would it be 131?
We haven't seen the scenery, so I don't know what you're even looking for.
Why would it be 131? I'm sorry. I thought we all agreed on what the scenery was. Here it is.
Please say with your own words then, if you can't find the panel.
I
would love to hear what
have
you
it
think.
right here. I'm just waiting for it to load.
Okay.
I'm just confused as to why this question's even being asked in the first place. It's like asking.
You were the one who told you.
It's like asking, what do you think
this
because the
question-
scarf color is? Well, it's red.
Okay, I mean, you don't have to be condescending, considering you're the one who said
True.
Grisha gave the Founding Titan to Eren because it was in his nature.
Well, it still is in his nature.
The end of Titans?
How-
But Eren doesn't know anything. Eren
Yes, he
doesn't
does.
know about...
He knows the result of her
What
choice.
is this?
This
What
is
is this?
exact-
No, he says he doesn't know what happens after he dies. He literally says that.
He says he knows the result of her choice, and then this exact thing shows up.
How could he have shown Grisha a memory of that, though?
I mean, how can you show Christian?
Right.
He says, "I know the result
How
of her
could he have
choice."
shown a memory?
What?
No, but he didn't know. He hadn't seen after his death, and the Titan curse ended after his death, and he didn't see after his death. Therefore, he could
But he
not
knew
have
this
shown
would
Grisha a
happen.
memory of
But
something
this
he
is
had
a
not
direct
seen.
quote from
Do you
Eren.
understand what I'm saying?
This is a direct quote from Eren. I don't know why they're.
But Zeke, what did you even put in the chat? There's nothing here.
There's nothing there. Is there not-
Look, Attack on Titan, final chapter, end of Titans. Do you mean to put the panel of
Well, hold on.
the Titan curse being lifted, and it's like
Yes.
it's like Jean, Connie,
Yes.
Gabby? Are you talking about that panel? No,
Yes.
that is Eren could not have seen that panel.
Well, that's what
He
he
could
brought.
not have
That's
seen
what
that
he
panel.
said. He said, "I know there's a liver choice, and it's that the Titans will be gone from the Earth."
that has nothing to do with Grisha.
this is
That
in the
has
middle of Eren
nothing to do with
talking.
Grisha.
I'm telling you that's the scenery. He says, "I know there's a liver choice," and then this pops up. The Titans will be gone. Eren knows the Titans will be gone. He says that to Armin in 139, and of course, we know that in the train scene, he's talking to Armin and says he's going to live longer because he is going to live longer. He knows the Titan curse is going to be lifted.
So basically, you're headcanoning this.
It's not a headcanon.
Is what you're telling me.
Aaron's talking. I don't know how it's a
You're
headcanon.
headcanoning this.
It's not a headcanon. Aaron's
You're saying
it.
that Eren showed Grisha something that he hadn't seen in his own memories. Therefore, it would be impossible for him to transfer that memory to Grisha.
Aaron,
And you're telling me he would have shown Grisha a memory of something that happened when the Curse of Ymir was over. That's
what do
what
you
you're telling
what
me
do you
right
think
now.
that the memory is? Because whatever you say is obviously good. It's going to
I
be,
believe
have to be
the
headcanon.
scenery, and this is no. You can call it a headcanon if you like. That's completely okay.
I don't like calling things headcanon. You're the one who started the whole headcanon stuff.
No. What you described to me sounds like a headcanon, but look, let's move
It's
past
Aaron
that just so we
talking.
can allow the debate to flow. Okay, listen.
Go ahead.
So, my point to you was, I believe the scenery is to be what he saw after the rumbling.
What's that?
the results of the rumblings, something that would happen further into the future, something that didn't actually end up happening in the manga's events. That's what I believe the scenery to
Oh, that's where the AoE stems from.
be. And I believe that's I can also right.
So you're saying
So
that.
and I believe that's why. Sorry, continue.
So you're saying that. You're saying that Grisha saw an alternate timeline in 121. Is that what the chapter is? 121, and then he which he was pleased about, of course, what you're saying. And then, of course, in the anime, the manga timeline went the wrong way, but in the anime timeline is going to be different because he's going to see what he saw in 121.
Right. So, yeah, I can actually explain pretty simple,
This is gonna be
in pretty simple
hilarious.
terms how exactly this works. You see this panel right here?
Yes.
I noticed when you reviewed this panel on my video when I was covering the changes made to it, you were like, yeah,
Wait,
it's
you
the
made
same
that
thing
video?
in the anime and the... Yeah, I did.
You did?
And when you... Yes.
Good job.
And when... Thank you. When
That's editing
you were
skills.
talking about this...
Yep.
Thank you. So when you were talking about that video, you said it was the exact same thing between the anime and the manga. Well, that's not true, right? The Historia shard is removed.
Pretty
You
much
also...
the exact same thing.
You also didn't really know why. You're like, I don't really know why they showed Historia in Aaron's hand here. I believe that we were shown this because we're led to assume that these are memories he saw after, right?
What chapter? Is this 130? 131?
This is 130, right?
But this is when he kisses Historia's hand, what he sees.
Right.
So it's in the present, but the path to the future?
No, this is what he saw when he kissed Historia's hand.
Yes, okay. It's a cat.
We'll make sure to meet everyone. I mean, more people in this way.
You're talking to me? But
Yeah.
So, what were you asking?
If you want to move the call to the server, not just this.
What server? How do I do that?
The ANR server. Just join one of the
You can
voice
just
call.
join a voice call and we can talk about it there.
I don't even think I'm in charge of this server. I think,
I mean, we could just stay right here. I mean, enough people have already...
they can go to my stream if they want to see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and everyone who's listening right now has the little chat open up in front of us, right? So, right. So 130 when he kisses Historia's hand, right? This little flashback, he sees memories of the future, right? But as you can see, there's little panels here, like the bird hole chart on the far right, which clearly happened before the medal ceremony, right? You agree to that, right?
I'm checking this pen on it. Spare.
Just take a look around. You see Levi, you see the group
I
panel,
see
you see
Levi, but I don't see
Falco,
Miracle.
you see Mikasa, you see Grisha, you see Zeke.
Where's
You see these panels, right?
Yeah, we see these panels, yeah.
Okay, so in the anime, this was completely changed around. Yes, there were still rough panels that look the same, like
How is it
Falco,
completely
the
changed
Grisha
around?
one. Oh, sorry, not the Grisha one. The two birds were not there. Levi was not there. The Mikasa panel, the biggest one, his biggest priority, in your opinion, Mikasa, was removed from the scene. The season 2 panel of Mikasa was removed from the scene. The bottom right, Flock shard, the Hanji shard, his grandpa shard, the bird hole shard, all removed. The Grisha shard was removed as well and replaced with the one in the forest. The only one that remained consistent was Falco, the group shard of John at the train, Piek with the gun, and Armin getting his ass whooped, and Zeke lying down on the ground. Those are the only panels that made it to the final cut.
Interesting. Okay, so what's
So
your...
how are you going to come here and claim... My
What?
point to you is, there's a reason why he saw something different in the anime.
You don't
When
think
he kissed
there's just time
Historia's hand
restraints?
in the manga, he received... because every single panel they cut from the anime was already animated. How is it time restraint to put a screenshot of something you've animated? How is it a time constraint?
Well, you know
to
what,
put
like just a
hand
technical
chart
thing.
when they've already animated that? No, it's not even a technical thing. I could pull up my computer, $5 iMovie video, and I could animate this entire scene better than Mappa did. If I wanted to be manga accurate. You're telling me a whole studio couldn't do that because of time constraints?
I'm saying
No,
that
that's not how that
some
works.
panels were dropped is hardly...
No. The
I'm not saying it's your
those
entire
panels
argument.
in particular were dropped. No, I can build off on this, right? The
Listen,
reason why they cut off the hand... Listen, let me finish my point.
ahead.
The reason why they cut these panels was because this right now, when Eren kissed Historia's hand, and he received these memories of the future, those are him seeing further into a future inheritor's memories, being his own self from a different timeline, right? And he confirms to Zeke when he talks to him in the past that when I kissed Historia's hand 4 years ago and I looked into our father's memories, I saw memories of a future me. He makes certain to say a future me. He doesn't say my own future. He lets us know that it was a different version of himself, which had yes, I'm completely serious.
Really
Look,
I'm not saying
just
it's
because
bad.
you can be like,
Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, listen, for me to have to change my mind about something this big, over Aaron saying a future me instead of the future, yeah, you have to understand how I wouldn't.
okay, no, but there's a reason why that line is significant. They end up changing the same line in the anime. He no longer says a future me. He says my own future. Let me build off. And I can tell you why exactly each of these cut panels were cut, since being as they happened in the future and not in the manga, right? So we can start off this little. Sorry?
I said go ahead.
Sorry, did you say something?
No, I just said go ahead. Is my mic cutting out?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. I just said go ahead.
Okay.
Proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this little panel of the two birds, right? We know that's only ever happened in the anime. I don't need to explain that one to you. This little panel of Mikasa down here, and you admit yourself, Mikasa is his #1 priority.
Yes.
See this chart to the left of Falco on the 130 panel? That right there is Mikasa, right? You can see she's got the scarf, she's got the hair. It's from season 2 when she was confessing her love to him, right?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Right. On the far right over here, you see Bertolt. We know where that's from. That's when Dinah was looking straight at the Bertolt, right?
Far right. I still haven't seen this Bertolt panel. Is this the right? Did you show me the right panel? Yeah. In between
the Bertolt
Armin
panel on
and,
130.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's Dinah, and we know that happened like right before Aaron's mother died. So why he would be seeing a future memory of that is pretty self-explanatory. And we have never seen these two shards on the bottom right here, the Hanji panel and the Flock panel, which were also cut from the anime. So my point to you saying that even if all of this was set in stone from the start, even if all of this was on it, is the exact same thing as everything happened by my will, is incorrect, because you will notice that the memories that only have ever happened in the anime were cut from the anime adaptation of the same panel. Because Eren no longer needed to see a future when he kissed Historia's hands. All he ever needed to see was past memories. Because it was
Can you repeat that?
Eren no longer needed to see a future inheritor's memories.
What do you mean?
Sorry?
When he kissed
I'm
Historia's
saying
hand?
in 130, when he kissed Historia's hands, he saw memories of a future inheritor, that being his own timeline, right? Like, just bear with me. Humor me for the sake of this argument.
Yeah, he
saw memories that his future self believed would be necessary to reach quote-unquote that scenery, right? To succeed or plan this. He was in all of it, but he didn't quite know how to reach that scenery. So I can actually connect this 130 panel to 130 to prove my claims. So in 139, we're kind of faced with the reality like, Eren kind of did it all for his friends. He wanted to make them look like heroes and whatnot. But he's not exactly clear on his motivations, and he makes it very certain that he needed to reach when he kissed Historia's hand.
What?
Thing with showing this exact same charts, right?
Come again? You're breaking up.
I'm saying for them to change this in the anime, it has to be a willful change. Otherwise, people will not know what he saw with his Historia's hands. They don't only cut that panel; they cut the panels that he ended up seeing in the subsequent memory shards, right? Are you able to understand what I'm saying, or
I am. I just joined the server, but so.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not saying this is not valid. I just would like more evidence in some. Listen, if there was a casual AOT viewer, God forbid, who read the manga and then read the anime, they would not notice the difference. Is what I'm saying. Take for example the wedding scene.
Okay, so what do the manga readers? No, sorry. What do the manga readers think when they read the cabin chapter? What do they think of it?
I don't know what they think.
Nothing, right? They're not even quite sure it's a timeline. They're not sure if it's a past dream. It doesn't matter, right? All we know is that it's either an alternate reality or if it's a whole like made up bullshit pad stream. But
Well,
the readers themselves, God forbid they're casual, would not know what to make of it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right. So what's the difference between an anime only seeing a whole different ending in the anime versus a manga reader being able
I'm
to
not
see
saying
and be
it's.
like, oh
I'm
wait,
not, again,
that
I'm not
was
saying
different
it's
than what we
invalid.
saw.
I'm just saying it is so little that it would be imperceptible to a casual viewer. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but how does this disprove the existence of AoE?
Isn't this I mean, the burden of
The
proof is on
whole
you.
point, the whole point
Though-
of our argument is that you didn't believe in it, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying right now is it's believable, but what is the casual thing? So what's that do with
I'm not
anything
saying it's
at all?
believable. I'm saying your evidence is not invalid. I'm not saying it's entirely worthless. I'm saying it is fair. It is very small, and you're gonna have to bring a little bit more if you're gonna want to say that it's gonna have an entirely different ending based upon what's been practically adapted one for one. Right.
Right.
There's only 9 chapters left.
I can explain to you right now. Wait, sorry, what are you saying?
I have more time. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I can further elaborate why certain shards are removed from the 130 panel, right? So you notice how
we
the
still talking about
130
shards?
Berthold shard. It's
Yes.
important for you to know that there is alternate timelines,
Okay,
and you don't
yeah.
want to know the biggest spaces
I
for it.
agree. Yeah. So
Okay.
Berthold shard.
So Aaron basically tells him, yeah, the only thing I knew for sure was the result of Mika's choice, blah, 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 blah. You know, him killing 80% of humanity, putting his friends in danger. And Armin says to him, that was the future you saw at the medal ceremony. So we know now how important those 130 shards are. So I don't know how you can just be like, oh, we're still going over the memory shards. They're the very basis for his entire action in the time skip timeline. Not timeline, sorry, events. So these shards are quite literally the most important thing in relation to Aaron's actions in the post-time skip. And for them to change that in the anime can't just be brushed off as like some, whatever change. And I can further prove to you why exactly certain panels were removed from the 130 adaptation. If you look in the chat, hold on. Wait, what are you guys saying? You don't want to do this debate here?
There's another server. Apparently the streamer.
Yeah, my stream keeps cutting out.
Oh, I don't know. People can't listen on YouTube. Whatever. I mean, we're just here to convince this guy to learn about.
Well, the full version is
right?
gonna come out. The HD version is gonna come out after
Okay.
this is over.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you can watch it later if you want to. People want to listen live. I understand
so-
that one. I'll try one more time. Can someone else stream it on Twitch or something because my internet keeps cutting out. All right,
Okay, so should I continue? Or
I'll do this one more time.
I can continue whenever you're ready. They're saying if you join a VC, we can just move you
Go ahead.
to the right one.
Move me. I don't care.
Do you want? Should we move him? I mean, do we? No, but we need you to first click on the server.
It's up to you
I mean,
guys.
on the voice chat in the
I don't-
server.
What?
I mean, I'm completely fine with just continuing here. so
yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
know.
I'm
But
gonna
really
try to
necessary.
stream this again to my channel because I guess people want to listen live. Who even has time for this? I have to clear my schedule for this to happen. Who can just spontaneously?
All right.
You guys don't have jobs or anything?
Listen to some crackhead theories, crackpots, talking nonsense
Well,
about
I mean,
timelines.
weed is legal in Maine. Let me get my blunt first. Hold on. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
I believe it's streaming on my channel
Right.
again. Go
back
check.
to the 130 shards.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So can you go down to the chat where I put those 4 subsequent panels? You see how there's like the
I see. Yeah. This is all from
Berthold
139.
shard, the Mikasa shard. Right. So the Berthold shard here, you see that little shard on the top of the panel? That's the exact same one he saw in 130, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So in the future, Aaron saw Berthold being ignored by Dinah or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So he says to Armin very clearly here, that time, that place, right before he says the founder's power made it so that there's no past or future. It all exists at once. So I had to do it. That time, I just knew Berthold wasn't supposed to die yet. How does he know that? Because he saw him in the 130 shards, correct? And that was a future shard, not a past shard. Those were all future memories. So for him to actively influence the timeline tells us that it was, in fact, Manga Eren, or whatever you want to call him, the 139 iteration of his character, who influenced and altered the past to make it so that Dinah would ignore
Isn't it the same?
Bertolt and go eat Carla, correct?
Wait, isn't it the same Eren?
No.
Well,
no,
you know.
No, whatever. No, we know that the Attack Titan has the power to alter the past. We know this. It's been established. It's literally in its power. The Zeke describes it to you. He says that if the Attack Titan has the power to transcend time, alter the past, yada yada yada.
Alter the past.
So,
say that.
Manga Eren, he literally says alter the past. You can go read it on 121. Yo, Bebsy, can you put the memory panel? I mean, the panel of Zeke saying that the Attack Titan can alter the past. Just put it in the chat so we can see it. So, anyways, my point here is that if he actively had to make this decision because of what he saw in the future, if it had already happened in his own timeline, that wouldn't be necessary. The only reason he felt that it had to happen was because of what he had seen in the future memories, right? In 130. Because he just knew at that time and that place, Bertolt wasn't supposed to die yet. How did he know? Because it was in the chapter 130 shards. And where is that same shard in the anime adaptation of 130? Nowhere to be found.
But doesn't his mom still die?
So...
Wait, doesn't Bertolt do the exact same thing and skip over him in exactly the same?
No, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. The fact that he had done that, the fact that he had altered the past, made it have a causal effect, which made it happen in all timelines. It's kind of like how Grisha gave Eren the founder in the first time, in the cabin timeline, despite Eren never going into the paths and convincing him, right? That was all a causal effect of what Eren had done with the Founding Titan in the manga.
Well, I never believed that Eren changed the past by manipulating his thoughts and giving him the Attack Titan. Right.
Okay, I mean, just alright, fine. That's you can hold that belief. You're wrong, but that's your belief. My point is, Bertolt being ignored by Dinah, Grisha getting Eren the Founding Titan. These are all causal things that happened because of what Eren did in the past. He never went into the past in the cabin, so he was unable to have these things occur. So when he was in the manga, he only ever had past memories of the cabin, not knowing how he could ever go into what he saw in the future, right? So he went into the past and he made it happen as he had seen in 130. That's the reason why I'm emphasizing these memory shards to you so heavily, because they were the core basis for why Eren did everything that he did. You know what I mean?
Because of 130.
And right here in the chat,
so you're saying
130.
So you're saying that Grisha, that Dinah still ignores Bertolt because reasons. You don't have an explanation.
No, I'm saying to you that Eren altered the past in order to make that happen, and it had a causal effect which made it happen in all timelines.
You're saying it didn't happen in the anime though. So okay, so
it did happen in the anime.
Yeah.
My point too is that his manga self set up the future for the anime. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you?
His manga
That's why it. But he followed memories in chapter 130 that his anime himself had sent back, because we know the power of the Attack Titan is to see into the memories of future inheritors.
Well,
and we know that it couldn't purely have been Grisha's memories. No, it couldn't purely have been Grisha's memories, because Grisha makes it quite clear that he did not know when the walls would fall, despite one of the shards on that chapter 130 panel being of Bertolt next to the broken gate when Dinah sees him, correct?
Well, how would he know what time?
So if these are all memories that he had only seen through Grisha's perspective, whatever. My point to you is, these are not from Grisha's memories. He saw the future inheritors memories of his own.
Yeah, we all know
that. A version of himself from a different timeline.
He's
being the anime.
Sent.
Okay, if you're saying we all know that, then you're saying AOE is a real thing.
I'm saying that, no.
What do you mean we all know that?
Honestly, what happens in the manga and anime is that he sends his past memories to his father, who he then receives when he takes the story in his hand.
No, I'm not saying that he didn't receive any memories from Grisha. I'm telling you that he received memories from his future self as well. That's my whole point. That he looked into the memories of a future inheritor. A future inheritor... But this memory of Bertolt happened before he kissed Victoria's hand, is my point to you. It couldn't be a future memory unless it happened in a future self. That's why he said a future me.
But he saw in the past.
We don't see the same shard in the anime.
In 121. Or 120.
We don't see the same shard. We don't see the Bertolt shard in the anime.
I know it's Berthold showing the anime. So now I'm asking you how the hell that Berthold, if you're saying he didn't manipulate the timeline, you're saying how did Grisham, because Dinah still skips over Berthold just the same in both mediums. Berthold didn't get
Yes.
eaten by Dinah.
Pause you right here.
Come again?
I think
Chicken?
the stream isn't working and people want to see it. Do you think you can move the server?
Yeah,
So,
sure, I'll move it.
in?
That's fine. I just don't know where to move it to.
Just pick.
Come again?
Oh, just the server I invited you to. Just the server I invited you to.
Invited me to the server.
They're basically like a bunch of.
Hello?
The server I emailed you.
You emailed it to me?
Okay, so
I'm gonna check my email.
No, the server you joined earlier today, their voice channels.
Oh,
Just
okay.
Pick any voice channel and click
Okay.
it, and you'll.
I'm gonna hang up and join that server.
You see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
okay.
Alright, see that.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. Beluga, don't tell me I lost you though.
Can
You're
you
still
hear me?
remembering everything I
Can you
told
hear
you
me?
about 1:30, right?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Hello? I can hear you, yeah.
We can hear you, okay?
You can hear me? You can't hear me.
You can.
You can't or you can?
You can.
Can?
Yes.
C-A-N? Like kick the can?
Yes, we can fucking hear you. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Alright, great. Alright, so yeah, so in both mediums, Diana still skips over Berthold, despite you saying Aaron does not intervene in this point. I just want to know what your logic is for that, because that to me seems to be a hole in the ideology there. Who the hell is texting about this? I wonder what you guys are going to do if, per se, AoE does not happen. What are you going to say? My shards? My memory shards?
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But
no, I'm talking like the explanation for these shards. That's in his story asking Aaron why she should get pregnant or not. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear why you guys, what your explanation would be for that.
Okay. So
You're on.
yeah. So this little panel bird, we know that's something that will only ever happen. Yeah. You make off because it's his #1 priority. Start to.
I think you just mute yourself.
I think it was. Goldie, you're muted.
I am not muted. Sorry. Is Zero okay here?
Yeah. He is.
He is?
He's creating a stage right now so that he can organize it into an actual
I have a server.
I just gotta say,
I have an entire server for it that you should join.
Is that who just said that?
Zero. He has a server. He wants you to join the server and host the debate on his server.
Well, but DM me.
Yeah, it's a virtual server for debating with the stage, so I can choose who speaks.
I cannot put him talking to Zero K himself.
Here, I'll leave it in the debate channel.
Oh, it's on the debate channel. Okay, let me look right now. Okay, hold on. Voice chat debate. What's it called? All I see is Beluga debate. Come again? Oh, wait. AoE debate club. Where is it? Just here it is. Is it AOD debate?
Join that and join the fucking stage.
Join the stage. How do I?
Yeah,
do
it's that one.
Okay, now how do I join the stage? Everyone join a debate official. Debate. Oh, debate official. Okay. Okay. Alright. Debate official. I hope you invite me to speak. I can't believe I'm talking to freaking say okay. That's just wild.
Hello?
What's this malarkey? Why is no one talking?
Okay, cool.
You doing that?
Fuck. Okay, yo, stop waving the chat. I'm trying to put shit in there. My man is disregarding the 130 hopium.
I don't think I'm
The
invited to speak.
130 prophecy.
Wait, am I? I think I'm muted.
Yeah, leave these shits here, right here. Don't delete these.
I'm muted.
Yeah. Go to okay, I'll put in debate. I'm gonna leave those there. Gotta put that 130 in there. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, beluga.
What's up?
Alright.
Just want to get
Click
the
on
soda.
debate talk for me, please.
Come again?
Just so. Can you click on debate talk, like the little text channel, just so I know that you're seeing the panels that I'm seeing?
You want me to do what now? Debate talk?
There's
Okay,
a text channel on
see
this AOE debate club.
Yes, I see your panels.
You see the debate talk, the little thing? Alright, cool. Right. So where was I?
You're talking about your
Remember what I
shards.
said last? I want to make sure I don't cut
Well,
you
I
off.
was just trying to say,
Right.
if
Yes.
Aaron does not redirect or change or alter Berthold's whatever, how come he still does the exact same thing he does in the anime? This is what I'm saying.
In the
no
anime?
major plot points get
That
changed.
that is the whole basis of what I'm trying to explain to you. So, when Aaron entered the paths in the manga, right? We knew he had past memories of the cabin. Whether or not you grant those cabin memories to be a timeline or not, whatever. They were past
Cabin? Are you
memories,
from
right?
the
They happened
138?
before he woke up.
Are you from the 138?
Yeah. But look, that's relevant. Just hear me out.
We
In
made,
the
like,
manga,
cabin memories.
in 130, when he sees those shards,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'll address that later. Let me just finish the 130 part.
Okay.
In the manga, when he sees 130, your point is, oh, the Berthold chart is there. Even though it was cut, the same scene happened in the manga. I mean, in the anime, right?
Yes.
Dinah still ignored Berthold, right?
Yes.
That's the very basis. Right here is future inherited memories. These are memories that the anime version of Aaron thought would best suit him in order to succeed, in order to see that scenery, right? That showed Aaron to motivate him. That is what Aaron showed Grisha to end up giving Aaron the Founding Titan, despite telling Zeke to stop him, right? These are all things that have happened, and it got cut for a reason in the anime. You're saying, oh, it's not a major change because Dinah is still ignoring Berthold. Yes, that is what she was supposed to do. That is why Aaron saw that chart in 130 in the first place, despite already having lived past that point. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
You're saying that he didn't need to change the shard because he would have just randomly ignored it. Because Dinah would have just randomly ignored Berthold regardless.
No. Yeah, like he couldn't have that happen. He needed to alter the past because he needed to set up the perfect future for his anime self. His anime self sent back the memories that he felt were necessary for the manga
there's
version
two
of his
Aarons,
character
is what you're saying.
to set up that future, right?
So there's two Aarons.
Aaron is Aaron, no matter what timeline he's in, right? No. Aaron is Aaron. I'm not trying to say like, oh, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 different Aarons.
You just said the anime
Yeah,
Aaron
no, yes.
said manga
Timeline-wise,
Aaron.
yes.
So there's two timelines.
The reason why I say manga Aaron, yes, there are timelines. I'm not saying there's multiple. I'm not saying Aaron is like a different person in every timeline. He still has the same personality, the same core beliefs, yada yada yada. The point is, he has more knowledge in the anime because he's come to a further point. In the cabin, he never accessed the past. He was unable to fulfill Ymir's wish or his own wish or anything like that. In the manga, he ended up entering the past, but he only had past memories of the cabin and future memories of the anime in 130.
You're saying
So
the
he wasn't
cabin
quite sure how exactly he
is
got
an
to which
alternate
point, right?
timeline?
Yes, the cabin is an alternate timeline. We have like direct proof for it to being an alternate timeline.
What do you mean by alternate timeline?
I thought you reacted to my second video.
Come again?
Alternate timeline as in it happened prior to the manga.
So you think
It
the
was a
cabin
different
thing actually
timeline as in
happened?
the events after. Yes, it did happen. I am granting that did happen. It did. And I can
Not in
prove
the
it
past.
really easily.
It didn't happen. It happened in the real world.
No, it didn't. It's literally impossible for it to happen in the past because Mikasa has her own memories of what was going on in that moment. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? She was unaware of what was going on in the current events.
would
Like
say
Armin, when he spoke to Aaron in the past, he was unaware. He was completely aware that at this moment, yes, Aaron is crushing people right now. He's murdering billions as we speak. Mikasa, on the other hand, she wasn't quite sure that she was supposed to be there. She was crying because she woke up from a long dream, but she didn't even know what was happening. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Well, I think she was because she says I'm not supposed to be
Events is my point. That is canonically impossible as an Ackerman.
For what?
No, she said I wasn't supposed to be here, but she just woke. She was just connected to her memory at that point. Her manga self was connected to a memory of the previous timeline. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's all
That
well
is
and
my
good,
point.
but my interpretation is
She woke up from a long dream. She woke up crying. What?
My interpretation is
Your interpretation is that Aaron just took Mikasa into the past for 4 years.
yes.
And she was chilling in there for 4 years, just like Zeke and Aaron were chilling in the past.
Well, I
That's
don't know
your
if it was 4
interpretation.
years per
That's
se.
wrong, because
but
it's impossible as an Ackerman.
it's not impossible because we see Levi in Sinners.
4 years. That's exactly what it is.
I know it's supposed to be. I don't know. If
I'm not saying Mikasa is unable to enter the past. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, her memories cannot be manipulated.
I think memories was manipulated.
But clearly they were, because she had no either. What do you mean? She had no idea that the manga's events were going on.
That's what I'm saying. She does, because she says I'm not supposed to.
Either you're granting to me that Ackerman canon was retconned.
What? No, it's not. I'm saying she says.
Look, I can explain to you very simply.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
You said you can explain to me very simply.
Okay. So, you told... I can explain to you very simply, right? You, in your video, claim Levi wasn't really Aaron's friend, right? He wasn't really Aaron's friend that Aaron didn't take him to the past.
I said it wasn't...
I'm telling you that you did. I watched your video. It's literally what you said.
Yes.
That's what you said in your video. You said Aaron doesn't care about Levi as much as he cares about his other friends.
Yes.
That's why he didn't talk to him in the past. So you're telling me he cared more about Annie than he did about Levi.
Yes.
And his only relationship with Annie was her teaching him how to fight and then killing his friends.
Well, they've been together since they were about 9.
My point to you is,
as I said in my video, he's been with Annie much longer. He's interacted with her much longer.
That's also incorrect.
I mean,
no, he hasn't.
You could say it's incorrect.
No, he hasn't.
Meets Levi when he's 15.
He knew Annie for 3 years, and he was 12 at that point. Okay. My point to you is, he definitely had a better bond with Levi than he did with Annie. His entire thing about making the right choice, not knowing how it will end up, whether to land as 12, was a philosophy that he learned from Levi. How are you going to come and claim to me that, yeah, he didn't talk to him into the past because he didn't give a shit about him, or he didn't really care about him? Like, that's your argument right now. But my counter argument to that is the reason why he didn't meet Levi in the pads was because he knew he would be unable to wipe his memory and save it for 139. Because if he ended up meeting Levi in the pads in 131, Levi would have immediately known that he had that discussion. He wouldn't have had his memories wiped, right? Because arguments cannot be manipulated by the founding titan. That's the very basis for their 100-year persecution inside the walls. They cannot be manipulated by the founding titan. So, yes. Mikasa also never entered the pads in 131 with Eren.
Yes.
Because she, as an Ackerman, wouldn't be able to have her memories wiped.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
So I'm telling you right now,
that he didn't meet Levi in the past because...
Yeah, and Mikasa also remembered the previous timeline. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she remembered the previous timeline before Eren ever died, right?
You mean the previous
Eren's head had not been lopped off his shoulder at that point when she started. Yeah, she had... No, because everyone else remembered after Eren died, as he intended, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if Mikasa had truly been taken to the pads, and let's say for the sake of argument that Isayama suddenly does not give a shit about Ackerman canon, right? Let's just pretend he doesn't give a shit. Why did Mikasa not remember after Eren died and instead remembered prior to his death?
Remember what?
You're right. Remember what happened? The pads visits. You said yourself. Oh, Armin, do you remember when Eren came
Where
to
did she
visit us?
forget?
That means that she was visited in 131.
No.
My point to you is she did not realize at all until a certain point, which was right before she killed him, right? When she had her little headaches, when Ymir was looking into her mind, yada yada, whatever. I'm trying to tell you right now, that was a memory, not a dream.
A memory.
That was not a Pad's dream that went on for 4 years. That was a complete timeline. It was a different set of events. Eren never entered the Pads. He could never begin the rumbling. None of that. You understand what I'm saying? He makes it very clear in that timeline that, yeah, I didn't have the heart to go and sacrifice Historia, nor could I sacrifice all of humanity outside the walls. Therefore, why not spend my 4 years with you, Mikasa? His number one priority, according to you, he had already lived out that choice, choosing her over everyone else. He let go of all of his friends, he let go of Parody, he let go of his freedom for her. And he regretted it. The manga's events let us know he indeed regretted it. He even regretted to the point where he had Mikasa promise never to bring them up again. And Mikasa remembered, she herself brought that fact up. Yes, I know I promised I would never bring this up. As an Ackerman, that is impossible. That was a timeline, not a dream. You know what I'm saying here? Or do you have a counterpoint which proves that wrong? Because I would love to hear it.
Yeah, she wakes up in the cabin, knowing she's not supposed to be there because she knows she's supposed to be killing him, which is why she says I'm not supposed to be here. But of course, she wants to stay there because she's not fighting Eren, she's hanging out with him. And then she eventually decides that she's going to kill him, and so she does kill him. And then No.
She remembers the memory of asking him to run away. She remembers the memory of asking him to run away, and she also recalls promising never to bring it up again. What does that mean? That means that, yes, she could not remember what was going on in the manga's events. It wasn't that she wanted to hang out with Eren. Oh, look, it's Eren, let's hang out in the past. I guess I'll pretend that he's not currently squashing billions, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
So what was that about?
That's what
I would like to hear your counter on those 2 points. Why Mikasa had a memory and why she was able to recall Big Promise to Eren.
to not bring it up.
No, why? How does she have a memory inside of the pads that clearly never existed, according to you, because it was not real? And if she had a memory of that, but somehow couldn't remember the manga's events. If she had a memory, of asking Eren to run away, if she had a memory of asking Eren to run away, but could not recount the manga's events at the same time, that would not be possible unless Eren was suppressing her memories of the manga, which is canonically impossible. That's an argument. So what was it about?
What was that about? Are you sure it wasn't Eren remembering that?
No, I can put the panel actually.
I'm trying to find the panel right now actually. But yeah, go faster if you do it.
No worries. I got you, no problem. Here we go. Look into debate talk. First panel is Mikasa remembering a memory. The second panel, which I'm putting, is Mikasa confirming yes, she did remember doing that, and she apologizes for it, saying, I know I promised I wouldn't bring this up. It was not Eren making that promise, it was Mikasa. So, counter that for me, please.
You're saying this is a alternate timeline.
This is definitive proof to you that this is an alternate timeline. Yes. Go ahead. I'll let you take as much time as you need.
I think it's the same thing when Mikasa says, he's happy because he can see me right now. You remember that the training scene where he says that? Oh, he's smiling.
So you're saying that she was projecting so hard to the point where she literally could not remember what the fuck was going on at the current
I think
events,
she does remember
and
what's
at the
going
same
on.
time invented completely new memories. No, she didn't. She clearly didn't. What are you talking about?
I mean, she clearly didn't. I mean, to me, when I first read it, I
want you to run through.
I'm looking at it.
I would like to see. I want you to put a single panel from 138. Put a single panel where she confirms, yeah, I know that what's going on in the manga's timeline. Or yeah, I know the rumbling is going on. Oh yeah, I know I have to stop you, Eren. Anything at all. Even show me a hint, a hand emotion.
A hint? Okay,
of her knowing that she would. Show me a single hint that she knows
where she says that
the manga events are currently happening. Okay, so why doesn't she remember?
Well, I'm saying I think she does remember. She just wants to stop fighting Eren, which is why she gets those headaches in the first place. Well, that's not why.
That's not true.
The cause of the headaches, but that's why she gets the headaches. Because she doesn't want to fight Eren, obviously. We know she didn't want to fight Eren since the beginning, since Fireplace, since Connie was chewing her out. We know that she's been hesitant to fight Eren, so to have this respite of fighting would be welcome to her. And then she says she didn't belong there because she's supposed to be killing him. And then, of course,
She didn't say that. She did not say that. She said, I felt like I didn't belong here. And I can explain to you why she said that, if you would like me to do that.
I mean, I would love to hear it.
I remember you reacted to a whole video of me explaining.
I keep forgetting you made that video.
The fact that you don't remember this is kind of crazy.
No, I do remember this. It's just
you know how every single time someone wakes up from a long dream, they're not sure where they are. They're not sure where they belong. Eren literally asks when he wakes up from Grisha's memories,
"Who am I? Yeah.
Where am I? Who am I?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sense of not belonging there it's happened before. The reason why Mikasa was crying in the cabin. Okay, listen. The reason why Mikasa was crying in the cabin is because she was remembering memories of a previous timeline. That is why she was crying, because the current emotions that she was feeling in the manga were being projected into the memory that she was reliving of the cabin. The cabin was a timeline. It wasn't just some Pat's dream. That's my point.
So why are you saying Eren? So assuming this is true, how did Eren send her this memory? Or why? I mean, did he send her this memory?
Right. No. So check me out. Check this out. So this goes back to what I was telling you about why Eren did what he did, right? You can scroll up to the 139 panels that I put at the top of Debate Talk. You see how the little Bertold panel, the little Mikasa panel, and the panel of his own birth. Yes. He saw these panels when he kissed Historia's hand, right?
Yeah, sure.
And he claimed, and I'm going to tie this back to my point about Bertold, that he just knew that Bertold wasn't supposed to die yet. And that is why I went through the trouble of explaining to you why the cabin was a previous timeline, Because right before he says, I just knew it wasn't Berthold's time to die. He said, the Founder's power has made it so there's no past or future. It all exists at once, so I had to do it. Eren saw future memories that he knew he had to make happen in order to succeed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Succeed.
And the reason why he was unable to accomplish that feat in the manga was because... Sorry?
Succeed as in 100% rumbling?
You said something?
I said succeed as in 100% rumbling.
Succeed at, yes, as in 100% rumbling. 100% rumbling.
How is that
Every
different
single
than
soul outside the walls.
80% rumbling?
That is what I'm saying. How is that different than 80%?
Yeah.
About 20%, in my opinion.
As in, like, realistically.
Right.
I know if you were earlier there on the call when I was having with Chicken, but I was talking about how, really, if you look at it geopolitically and militarily speaking, there really is no difference between 20% and 100% rumbling.
I mean, the difference is carpet bombs on parody, but that's like up for debate if you think. I don't know.
What makes you think him?
about
What makes
that.
you? What
I mean,
makes you?
personally, when I sorry,
What makes you think that carpet
Hello?
bombs don't have? Yeah, am I still on? Hello?
yeah, no, I can hear you. Continue.
I'm asking,
Yes, I
what
can
makes
hear
you
you.
think that 100% rumbling avoids carpet bombs? Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, that was a bit funny. In my opinion, okay, let me just give you an example, right? Let's say, for example, I had 100 enemies, right?
Mhm.
And I killed 80 of them.
Mhm.
What would the 20 others do?
Let's say you have 40 guns. and
As
you have
opposed to me
nothing.
killing all 100 enemies. No, but I have no guns if Mikasa's locked my head off and the Titan curse doesn't exist anymore. Well, temporarily.
Well,
of course,
Parody
until
does.
the
Parody
final
does
battle.
have.
So
I
we
mean,
know once again that Eren.
I hope you understand that Parody has the most advanced.
Parody
and the
has
most
no.
powerful
They have no
military.
Titans.
Yeah, but they have.
That
weapons.
is absolutely
They have-
not true.
They have lots of.
The whole
weapons.
point. The whole point of the 50-year plan. Sorry. The whole point of the 50-year plan, Beluga, was to catch Parody up to that point.
Yep.
The thing was, they're gonna destroy the global alliance to try to like set back the rest of the world while they grew to that point. But they still needed 50 years to get there.
Yeah, they had more
Understand
than
what
50
I'm
years. They had more than 50 years because
So if 20% of the world is left, okay, so 20. Let's just say more 20 around that 50-year time frame. Let's say even 70 years pass, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere among those 20%, are we in agreement that among those 20% there had to be a civilization which didn't get destroyed?
Come again? The last part? Among those 20% went out?
In the 20% of the world where Eren, the 20% of the world that Eren did not wipe out, can we agree there were still enemies that might have been motivated to destroy Parody because of it?
Yeah, but we have enemies.
What?
We have enemies.
What?
Is anything happening to us?
Who's we?
Oh, sorry, Americans. I mean.
American?
Yeah, American.
I'm not American, first of all, but second, America has a nuclear deterrent and it
Oh!
has the biggest military in the entire
It
planet.
appears like having
50-year
the
50-year plan.
accomplishes.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know what's crazy? I'm glad that you're acting all like, oh, whoopsie-doo, considering Parody needed 50 years to even catch up to that point.
Yeah. But
So regardless of them destroying the
catch
world,
up to what?
or Eren destroying 80%, or destroying the global, to catch up to the rest of the world in technological
Yeah, which
advancements,
is now
that was the
gone.
very
They
core
ha-
of the
they have no
50-year
technology
plan.
now.
What is not making sense?
No. I knew what the 50-year plan was. I'm saying
20% of the world still exists.
they have to catch up to their military strength, which Marley has none now.
Okay, but you're saying Marley is their only enemy. You know, Marley is quoted to be the best have the best treatment of Eldians in the entire world. So, what does it matter what Marley thinks or how much of Marley is still left? Marley itself didn't even get fully wiped out.
Marley had the most powerful military until Eren literally vaporized it. Why are you silent like that?
Listen,
That's precisely what.
I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed that these are the kind of points that you're making now. Anyway, can we get back to the AOE stuff? Because somehow you sidetracked me into doing ending debates.
Hold on.
Parody is not the most powerful military in the
Really?
world.
So who's more
Where
powerful
did you
than
get this information?
Who's more powerful than them? They have all the guns. They have all the
Anyone who exists in that 20%, they were 50 years ahead of them.
Do you know what the global
Okay,
allied
I want you
fleet
to-
was? It's global. All the ships. He
The
says
global allied fleet was the combination. Yes. I am aware. The most powerful countries, their military force were
all of their guns were
decimated
there.
by Aaron's rumbling. Correct.
All of their and then,
Right.
So now parody on
Right,
and
but that does not suddenly mean that parody is the craziest military in the world when we don't even know what happened for the other 20%. That's why I was willing to grant
all
you.
their ships, and Aaron destroyed them. There's nothing else to say after that. He also killed all the military leaders in Liberia. He also killed the planes and then the research facility for the planes.
No, he never ended up destroying that facility.
Fort Salsa.
That's not true. What do you mean? Well, come on, he died before he got to that point. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Can we please get back to the
How is that
actual debate?
irrelevant? Because
I'm telling you right now.
the whole point of
go back-
AOE is that
go back to
Aaron
the
succeeds.
AOE part of this
I'm
debate?
saying no. The whole point of AOE is that Aaron
Yes.
succeeds. I'm saying Aaron already succeeded in the manga.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
You said he already succeeded in the manga?
Yes.
Did you say Aaron succeeded in the manga?
Yes. That's why I'm bringing up 139. I can see you're upset.
No, I'm not upset. I'm taking it all in. Okay. So you think that AoE 1 happened because Aaron has already succeeded, therefore he
Yes.
has no reason to do any of these
another reason why I don't
timeline
like it.
shits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Grisha says
Well, I
everything will
mean,
go
that's-
Aaron's way to Zeke.
Right. But it didn't though, did it? Because
Come again?
Aaron never succeeded. Aaron never
But
succeeded.
he did succeed. How are you saying he didn't succeed? Aaron has
He
all
made
the
it pretty clear.
Aaron
He
has
made
all
it.
the power in the
He
world.
made it pretty clear.
Aaron has all the
Did
power in the
he,
world.
though?
How is he not succeeding?
I mean, he was moving forward. Did he summon the Titans on his back?
Come again?
Did he fight against his friends?
Did he fight?
I don't
he
remember him
barely-
using
he
his
barely
power for
fought-
anything.
He barely fought against his friends.
He didn't do anything. He just went to sleep and died. That's what happened to Aaron. He didn't even end the Titan curse.
That's
He
the other
didn't
thing.
save Parody.
He didn't have
His
the.
friends.
That's the other thing. He didn't have the will to live, as we can see.
No,
Ever since
okay.
Gabby shot him, he didn't regenerate.
Okay. You know what?
Come again?
Let me grant you that Aaron won, right? Let's pretend Aaron won. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's pretend, because your initial point was, Aaron wants freedom. By doing 80% rumbling, did he achieve freedom, in your opinion?
For Parody? I mean, again, Parody's the most powerful military in the world, economically and militarily, so. There's that.
Okay, but what does that have to do with anything? What I just said, that has nothing to do with what I just
America
said.
is free
your
precisely
opinion-
because she has the biggest guns and the most money. And that's exactly what happened to Parody.
I never brought up America, bro. Please stop bringing up America.
Why?
Did Aaron win when he failed at completing the rumbling?
If win you mean by making sure Mikasa's okay, making sure his friends live long and happy lives, making sure that Parody's free, then yes, because as I just said, Parody's the most powerful country in
Parody
the world.
wasn't free. Parody only militarized because they were afraid of retaliation. That's what his story said in her letters. So, what are you talking
What
about?
did you say?
I said Parody militarized and
Because they're afraid of retaliation.
rose up against fear because
Isn't
they
that
were
like,
afraid of retaliation.
isn't
So
that like
how
every
were they
country
free?
militarizes
Aren't
ever?
they in the exact same position?
Well,
but
again,
aren't they in the
for-
exact same
would you
position?
say America's free?
No. Okay, look, I'm not
say
gonna get into America and this and that.
No.
Within-
We're talking about the real world because this is supposed to
I-
correlate to the real world.
If Aaron completed the rumbling, does Parody need to militarize?
Yes, of course it does.
Sorry?
Okay, do you believe the flood happened?
What are you saying?
The flood. It's not a tangent, but do you believe the flood happened? I'm gonna say it's a no. Okay, so let's
The
take.
flood. You're talking about the flood that God brought and wiped us out, right?
Yeah.
There's no way you're talking about the Bible right now.
I was just asking if you believed it or not. I can
Okay.
bring up.
Okay. You know what? I'll humor you.
Yes?
No,
Is that a yes?
I fine, whatever. That's fine. I
Okay.
believe in the flood. Go ahead. Yes.
So let's
sure.
go to the flood. Now it's gonna be relevant, Sid. So let's say it believes in the flood, or let's say it's a religious audience member that believes in the flood.
Okay.
Now let's look at Hizuru, what Hizuru says to Flock. Not Hizuru, Lady Mitsuko. She says that they'll be just making the world a smaller place.
Your world will only get smaller.
Come again?
Right.
Yeah. And then
I quoted it for you.
What's that?
right?
I didn't hear
No,
you
no,
say.
I was just quoting her for you. I said.
Oh, you're just quoting. Oh, yes. And
I
then
said I quoted
yes.
Kiyomi
yes.
for
Then
you.
let's look at Erwin, Commander Erwin, who says that actually I didn't even bring it up, but let's look at Commander Erwin, who says that humanity will stop fighting until the population is down to 1 or less. Then let's look at Aaron in Trost saying to Pixis that humanity will not unite to fight one enemy, and that idea is quite rosy. And then let's look finally at 139, where Armin says to Annie that conflict will never vanish. Now, using all these examples in mind, we can be certain that bloodshed will ensue after 100% rumbling.
Okay, but Aaron's goal was never to end conflict. His goal was end the cycle of revenge born from hate.
Yes, but that will literally never happen.
What?
That to end the cycle of violence.
How will that
is
not happen?
impossible.
How will that not happen? No, how will that not happen if all of his enemies are dead? Who will seek revenge?
How did the Great Titan War start?
Oh God.
I mean, oh god, that's
You realize when the Great Titan you realize when the Great Titan War there were multiple other nations.
they're also what now?
Okay.
There were not there were non-Eldians existing.
Guys,
Yes,
I
but
think we
what?
move on to a
Who
different
the
point.
belligerents in the Great
Yeah,
Titan
we're
War?
going
The
circles.
one that brought down the mighty Eldian Empire.
Chicken Dank, I'm trying to move on. I don't know what he's
Okay,
talking about.
alright,
Now he's
alright.
talking about the flood and like
The
Moses
Great
and
Titan.
the,
I'm
something
saying, I already said that we can be certain that conflict will happen after 100% rumbling.
about.
And again,
Okay, no, but I count. Okay.
yeah, again, and how did the Great Titan War start? The war that brought down the mighty Eldian Empire. What happened?
Okay, that's fine. That's great and all, but like Aaron's goal was never to end conflict. I don't understand why I have to
We said
reiterate
cycle
this to
of
you. He
violence.
wanted to
I
end the
would
cycle
consider-
of revenge born from hate.
I would say that the
And you-
cycle of violence includes the Great Titan War. But if
Great Titan War, which has nothing to do with the cycle of revenge. Those were politics. Those were inner politics
Okay.
between the Eldians.
okay, fine. So you
Those only ever happened because Karl Fritz, the first king of the walls, incited that from the inside, and that existed in a time where other nations existed. Where Aaron is right now, currently, there will be no cycle of revenge because it will be buried in the ground. That is
Really?
the point. Of the
So-
rumbling. You understand what I'm saying?
There
Cycle has been trampled, and that was what Aaron was trying to achieve. He was not trying to achieve, oh, I'll become Jesus and end conflict, or like, oh, there will never be another terrible thing to happen in the world.
So you agree
Kiyomi's
that there'll be
points
war.
mean jack shit.
So you'll agree.
in relation to
So
the
you'll
rumbling.
agree that there'll be war after.
And when did we ever think that Kiyomi was the face of morality? When
Huh?
I believe after 100% rumbling, it is very possible that sometime in the future, I believe that after a 100% rumbling, sure, some point in the future, maybe the Eldians will fight with each other, or there will be conflict or like political disputes. Fine,
like
I can grant you that.
Big
But
conflict.
to say that they would get carpet bombed or they will just kill themselves,
of course, why would they not be carpet
big
bombed?
conflict that wipes them out, right? That's what you're trying to say. Oh,
Why would they not be carpet bombed? That's what I'm asking.
so you're saying that? Okay, so basically this is all kind of like a roundabout way for you to say that, yeah, parody was only bombed because it would have happened anyway in that 100% rumbling.
Of course, what
because
happened?
of the
Any
existence
country,
of conflict.
any country.
So how is that any different in letting the rest of the world live?
Yeah.
How is that any different in letting the rest of the world live? Will the rest of
Yes.
the world not fight each other?
Okay, I'll just try to close this point because you guys are going in circles. What Zahim's trying to say is that it's not whether or not they're carpet bombed, it's the reason behind it. If they fall into civil war, it's their own freedom to choose to fight each other.
Mhm.
If they're invaded, that's different because they didn't choose to be invaded.
Yes,
There's a difference between peace and freedom.
I'm saying Aaron.
wants freedom.
I'm
And
saying
that's what the
yeah. I hear what you're saying, yeah. But Aaron made it parody the most powerful country in the world, economically and militarily. So how are they not free? Is what I'm asking. And you want to obliterate
I get
America?
That had
Is-
nothing to do with
I get
anything.
Okay, would you
But-
say America's free?
It,
Oh, God.
You're going to question.
Okay, next point. Can we move us to the next point? Because okay, fine. I will grant you. I can't answer your question because it's so stupid that I can't even form the words.
It's so stupid. You say
Can we
what you say.
please move on to the next point?
Well, you're saying that it's stupid, but you refuse to answer the question. I want you to answer the question.
Okay, please go ahead. Hit me with your question once again for like the
That's what
third,
you-
fourth
so would you
time.
consider America
What was it
free?
again?
I just asked you, would you consider America free?
I believe that okay, this is just politics at this point, but America is the most powerful superpower, the more powerful military superpower in the world, right?
Mhm.
It has the most number of nukes.
Yep.
You know, it has nuclear deterrence, so no one can fuck with them.
Yep.
It has a very, very large economy, so they
Yep.
can fund all of their projects.
Yep.
They spend over 600 billion, almost 700 billion. I don't know if I forgot the exact number on their
Actually, over
military
700
on a
billion.
yearly basis.
Yep.
Okay. So what you're saying is because those things exist, ARD could destroy the global alliance and then end up just being free, right?
Well, I'm
Because
asking you.
who cares
Well,
if,
no,
like,
I'm asking
down
you
the line
if
they
America
fight
is
back?
free. You didn't
We're
ask me.
at this current moment, we're the most powerful.
Come again?
Yes, America is free.
Okay, so America's
Yes,
free, as you
America
just
is
said,
free.
because she has
This
the
has
biggest
nothing to do with
guns
anything.
and the biggest economy, and so therefore Aaron made it so that parity had the biggest gun and the biggest economy. What else is there to say?
You realize? Well, actually, I take that back. America isn't directly free because
Okay, great. So
they're kind of like, it's kind of like the Cold War situation where it's not so much that they're free, that their opponents are not willing to pull the trigger because of second strike capabilities. That is the point of nukes.
Okay, but
You can't
so
be
you're,
the first one to
so
launch
you're
a nuke.
still saying that LB.
You know what? You know, matter of fact, chicken.
Come again?
No, hold on. I can even round that back and to tell you why the rumbling should happen. Aaron doesn't have a second strike capability, so your point about America doesn't make any fucking sense because they have to complete the rumbling, otherwise, one day down the line, there will be a retaliation. So, can we please move on to the next
Of course,
point?
we won't move on because I'm
Can
telling
we
you,
keep it related to AOT. No.
conflict. I'm telling you.
Look,
this
are
is-
you even here to debate about AoE anymore?
We already made this about AOE because you're saying that Aaron failed. I'm saying Aaron
Okay.
succeeded. That's what I'm saying. So this is very important to AOE.
Okay, you know what? I don't care if you believe it. No, that's your own personal belief. I'm telling you right now, there have been changes made in the anime. There are pieces of evidence within the manga that point to an anime original ending. That is why I'm here to debate.
So you're talking about
Understand
the
me?
breadcrumbs more.
You're
than
saying
the
you don't believe
results.
it.
It's not a geopolitical debate. It's we're
The
simply
results hasn't happened. How can I possibly talk to you about the
Alright,
results when they haven't
also
happened?
let.
I'll give you another point. You two can debate on.
Yeah. Now, can you please moderate this debate thing?
Alright,
Like, I don't know.
Falco's line.
If you want to drop the
Right.
point, whatever.
What do you
We'll
guys think
proceed.
of that?
Oh yeah, no, you win that point. That's yours. You got that. Blue guy.
Alright,
Next point.
I'm not
point,
trolling
Falco's
Sid.
line. You two debate.
Continue.
Hold on,
Please,
can you
let him
can
moderate. Let him
you let
moderate.
Sid up here for a second? Since he thinks I'm trolling, can you let Sid up here?
Oh, please, just let my man talk. Let my man talk.
No,
Continue.
Nah, it's fine.
Don't worry
Okay,
about Sid. Falco's line. Falco's line. You guys debate. What do you guys think about it?
Oh yeah, I don't know why you thought that the Falco line was also said in the manga.
Oh yeah, I checked
Beluga?
that. Yeah,
You know,
I was
the
totally wrong.
original memory
I went
about
to
him.
check
Wasn't
that.
I flying around with the sword? It's complete. Yeah, that's an anime original edition. And do you remember how I told you that the 130 shards were future anime memories, right?
Yeah.
Right.
From
So
when
do
it's
you think it's a coincidence that a future anime memory had a completely anime original memory placed on the Falco? Respond.
I simply think that the Falco thing was
Red herring.
Battle Head
Easter
Earth.
egg, right?
No, the Battle Head Earth.
Okay, how?
How? 'Cause
How?
he was
Literally
flying,
how?
Because he was flying around, and just like he was flying.
No, how did he get the memory?
Paths.
You realize if he had the memory, it had to have happened in the past. And you realize if it happened in the past, you're granting that timelines exist. Do
What?
you understand me?
No. Because as I
Yes.
said, the founder
Yes. You just told me that it's a memory. If it's a memory, it happened in the past.
Alright, I'll
Paths
just
from
say
future
this
Falco's
now.
perspective.
I'll restate the I'll say the line that he said. It's I was flying around with swords in my hands killing titans. That's the line. So
Yeah, he
people
was
have
killing
to
titans in the
misunderstand
Battle
that's him just flying around as a
Yeah.
bird.
He directly says that he's holding a sword. He says with a sword. A sword. He doesn't say flying around with blah, blah, blah. He had a sword. That's impossible for him
He
as
didn't
a
have
peg.
a. Wait, did he have a sword in Battle Heaven?
Do you understand me?
Wait, I was asking if he had a sword in Battle Heaven. That's always been my-
No, he didn't. He was a fucking titan. He had claws. I don't know, a bird beak, something.
But he was flying
But my
around. Yeah, he
point to
was
you is,
flying around as a bird.
how did
Like,
he have that?
Flying around. Ymir said, the path. I don't know why he
No,
got
where
it.
did he get that memory?
Ymir or something. I don't know. But I don't know
Well,
why he
why
got
instead
it.
of the past, why can't you just grant that it was Aaron?
It could've been-
Okay,
it
but
could've been
Aaron
anybody.
has a memory
I don't-
of that exact
it
moment, so
It doesn't
could
really matter who it was from.
it
Aaron
could have been
was
anybody?
from
Okay,
Ymir.
I want you to look at debate
It could
talk.
be. It could be.
I
Aaron.
want you to look in debate talk.
I'm not saying it's not. Yeah.
Do you see this panel right here?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not.
Is
Aaron.
that not a memory of Aaron's?
That is. Yeah, that's Aaron.
Okay, so why if you believe that this is a future anime memory, and then a completely animated original memory was placed in that moment, is it not possible that Aaron was the one who sent Falco the memory?
Aaron.
And
No,
even
I'm
if
saying,
that
no,
was
I'm not
memory
saying,
of Falco, just
I'm
pretend.
not saying it's not possible. It's totally possible Aaron could give Falco that memory for sure. But as
How? Through the bird, right?
To the bird, to the past. It doesn't have to be through a bird. It doesn't nothing. Why is it just birds?
But this memory shard is through the eyes of a bird.
Doesn't. It's not. It's
I
not relevant.
I don't believe that Aaron was floating around looking down on
whether
Falco.
it's through a bird or whether it's through a whatever. It doesn't really matter. It could be through a bird. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter either way. Yes, Aaron sent Falco this memory, but we see Isayama add anime-only themes all the time to the anime. That does not mean that it's going to be a different ending. It just means he's revising his original work. That's all.
Okay, so he's revising his original work in the anime as well because he completely changed his 130 shards.
What's that? Hello?
He completely revised his anime shards of 130, right? So
I mean,
what purpose does that serve if him revising those shards contradict 139? So you're telling me that either they're completely retconning 139, which is still an anime original ending in that case,
how is he retconning?
or because the 130 shards correlate with 139. I proved it to you. I showed you
but how
shards
is
in
it
139
retconning? What's
that
being
correlate with what
retconned?
Aaron saw. Because we don't see Aaron kiss Historia's hands. We don't see memories pop up after he kissed Historia's hands. We have no idea what the hell he saw when he kissed Historia's hands when he did it in the anime. In the anime onlys, and you have to also think about this from a casual perspective, it would not be easier to show the casual audience that he saw future memories from Historia's hands by first showing them the animation of him doing it, right? Instead, all we saw was him floating in the clouds and then recalling past memories. Why did that happen if it's just Isayama revising his ending? Or revising his story when clearly those point to the ending?
Well, I'm saying
even if you grant he's just slightly revising his ending, that's still an anime original ending, isn't it?
Oh, when I say anime, a while back I defined what an anime original ending was. I'm saying where Aaron still dies in Mikasa's hands, times are still gone. I definitely believe there's going to be a lot of revisions and extensions and anime original scenes. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. That doesn't constitute an anime original ending. The premise
okay,
same plot
so basically,
Aaron Hiso.
Okay, so you're saying Aaron will still be killed?
Yes.
Aaron will still be killed by Mikasa. Mm-hmm. The Titan Curse will still end for a little bit until it doesn't end anymore. And Parody will still get carpet bombed. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, I don't know if Mappa will have the... I hope that they will, but I don't think Mappa will have the balls to put that up there, but... yeah, hopefully it happens.
Okay, so this is just about Mappa. But did I not prove in my video that Isayama himself was the one reviewing all the storyboards?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will. I just
these changes had to be...
I just don't know.
So how can you say that Mappa doesn't have the balls to do it when it's Isayama's will?
Yeah, it's true. If Isayama says put it in.
TV appropriate?
Yeah, it's true.
So how was carpet bombing not appropriate, but the genocide of billions is suddenly appropriate?
Well, yeah, because obviously no one really cares about the genocide. Only cares about parody. But I mean, I hope they put it in. I think they don't put it in. But yeah, that's what
okay. But you haven't even answered what Dang's question was. You said that it's just like a random revision, but why?
Well, the same reason why he makes Annie
laugh. And where did Falco get that memory?
Aaron, you said Aaron.
Okay, so you're granting that Aaron can move his memories through birds. So what? How is it a huge stretch? To say that he can move it through time.
Let's say he can move it through birds. I don't know why it has to be through birds since he can do this remotely. He can do it remotely. It doesn't need birds to do it.
Okay, whatever. I mean, he probably just, I don't know.
He
used the bird's eyes to look down on Falco.
I'm not supposed to be he uses birds. We see birds in 130 when he's talking to Armin, obviously. But 131, yeah. The birds are very present there.
No, I know what you mean.
It doesn't really matter to me. Right. I mean, for example, he makes Annie laugh instead of smile. He makes Aaron say he adds Aaron saying illustrate the entire world in the fight with Annie in season 1. He completely changed the training arc in season 1. He also removed a scene in season 1 with when they were in the mess hall cafeteria sort of thing, and we can go down the list over and over again of these little changes and stuff he does.
Okay, look, I'm not talking about the little quality life changes. I'm talking about something that'll be crucial to the ending of the story. The 130 shards. The reason why Aaron did everything that he did. Why would they change that in the anime?
Well, I think I'll destroy the entire world. That's pretty pertinent to the ending, wouldn't you say?
Okay, but that contradicts the anime.
Are you still on?
Remain the anime because it will have a different ending.
Huh?
If you grant the whole, oh, I will destroy the entire world with a change made for the anime.
Yeah, I think it's a change made for the
Right.
anime.
And also, I'm really happy that you finally accepted that Aaron can move memories through birds.
I haven't
Because
accepted
I want you to look
that
in
yet.
debate talk and tell me what this panel is.
This. What is this?
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. It's from
Yeah, you see
138.
it. What is this panel? Why is that bird there, in your opinion?
You know what?
If it's,
Hey,
if
let's
it's
just
a
let's say
Paz,
let's say it's
why would
let's say it's birds. Honestly,
using a
because
bird?
I have no idea what there's been birds the entire time. And you know, you just
Sorry?
answered the question for me. The birds. You said you used that always the birds.
Hello? You're cutting it. No,
Hello?
the bird.
Yeah, the birds. I will believe your bird theory. You have a good point.
The birds.
The birds.
So what do you think? Why would Aaron need to capture a memory of has complete
You're
power
breaking up.
over?
Can you rewind? You're breaking up.
Why would he need to go send his stupid bird over there?
To where? Falco?
Why would he need to send a bird? No, to the cabin. I just put a memory. Do you not see this cabin?
Oh,
Memory
saying
with a bird
why-
hanging up? I'll put it again in
why
the
does
chest so
he
you see
send
it.
this bird?
It's right here. It's a big
Bird-
bird.
The bird can also symbolize Aaron himself.
Why does he need to send this bird in the Paz realm?
I'm not saying he sent it. He could just.
Oh,
symbolize
so you're
Aaron.
saying it's just random symbolism?
Yeah.
so-
yeah.
Okay, so why
Like the
is
flowers.
why is it random symbolism right here, but it's not random symbolism when Falco gets the anime original memory?
I mean, there is a bird in the anime when it first opens. Isn't it the first thing you see is a bird?
No.
No?
Yeah, and I grant yeah, the first episode, and I granted to you that those were sending memories, but you said they weren't.
I don't know what these birds are. I'm just saying this is not a memory. That's what I'm saying. I think Aaron physically.
Sorry, you're saying this was not memory.
138. I think what happened was, she was having a hard time killing him. Aaron brought her to the paths. This whole thing happened. He said, forget about me. She said, no. Obviously, later on, of course. Then she killed him. And then everyone was happy ever after. That's what happened.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
There's no
that
reason.
has nothing to do with the bird being there. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
symbolism.
What are you even saying right
The
now?
birds. Was he moving memories in
It's
season 1?
symbolism. So
There's been birds present throughout the entire series, where memories have and have not been shown.
when?
When, like for example, when the birds flew over the wall in season 1.
Yeah, but we saw those in the 130 shards.
Yeah.
We saw that exact. Remember when I
Not from
told
the-
you
not from
130 in
the
the manga
bird's
was a shard of
perspective.
future
If it
anime
was-
memories?
If it was the bird's perspective, then
Yeah, no, but Aaron himself saw those birds. The first few frames of the anime, you see those two birds in his eyeball to let you know, yeah, Aaron saw those birds.
yeah, he sees the birds.
So
They're not
what are you
a
trying to
memory.
say?
They're not moving memories. What I'm saying is that birds appear when people have
Okay,
memories, and people do not. have
okay,
memories.
but my point is, they haven't appeared in any memory-related situation without actually having significance. The Falco memory, anime original. The 138 cabin memory, sent to chapter 1 of the manga when Aaron woke up, right? I'm telling you that bird was there to capture the memory because it was a timeline.
That's all well and good.
Why Aaron, when he woke up in chapter 1 of the manga, he saw the cabin timeline. How could he have seen that? And then we see there was in fact a
Chapter
bird
what?
there capturing the
Are you asking-
memory.
are you asking
So
why
how are you
it's-
going to say it's symbolism?
Are you asking me why I saw in
Chapter-
chapter 1?
I'm telling you. Yeah, why would he see it in chapter 1 if it had absolutely no use? It was just a fake Paz memory that he created on the spot.
Maybe it was a memory. Very simple.
Why would he need to capture that memory and send it to his chapter 1 self?
Very simple, because
Okay, look in debate talk. Do you see that right there?
Yes, I know what you're referring to.
See
I've
the
seen,
little
I've
thing
seen
I
the show.
shared? Aaron, in
I've
fact,
seen
did
the
see it.
show. Yes, I see it.
Okay, so if you've seen this show, you'll be able to admit to me that the 130 shards were anime memories, meaning there are in fact timelines. Even if, let's pretend you don't give a shit about the cabin, it's all just some random bullshit dream to you. You can't disprove the 130 shards without admitting that there are different timelines.
I can simply say Isayama revised it. Simply like, next you're gonna tell me Annie laughing. is
Revised?
130. Yes.
What does Annie laughing have to do with everything different memories?
Yeah, exactly. It has nothing. Just like
Okay, I'll just interject right here.
it being. Oh, go ahead, chicken.
I'll just interject. if you talk about shards and timelines, you might want to discuss the AU shards, Goku, and Yordon that were shown in the anime.
Yeah, those were shown among alternate timeline memories. Yo, someone in the chat, can you put the school shard chat?
That was shown in the manga
Falco
as well.
Titan shard, and the Sana shard. No,
Right,
the Sana and Falco's Titan was not shown in the manga.
I was talking about Goth
But what he's saying
But,
is
like,
there are
school
alternate
cast.
timelines in the manga.
I'm talking about like
I'm
those shards are
telling you.
not from the story. But
Shit, listen. Just because some shards were left out or weren't left out does not mean, to me anyway, enough proof that there's a completely different timeline than we've been seeing. When and you've been quoting
Okay,
Zeke
but-
this entire time. Zeke says the past can't be changed.
He says that right before Eren changes the past, which is hilarious. And he later admits in the conversation afterwards, if the Attack Titan truly has the power to transcend time and influence the past. From his words, he says those things. The Attack Titan can alter the past. What does that mean to you? Was Zeke just speaking about symbolism?
No, it's true.
Oh, by the way, easy. I wanted the Sana shard, which I got. I want the Falco Titan shard, and I want the school shards.
The school shards were shown in the manga as well.
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
but
yes,
why were
exactly.
they shown?
So
That's what we're trying to say to you.
So
Timelines
instead
are
of
real.
saying it's an Easter egg, you're saying it's a completely different timeline where Eren and Mikasa are.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Even if you grant, okay, let's pretend for the sake of your argument that yeah, the Sana is an Easter egg, the school timeline is all an Easter egg, right? It's all just well and good. It's reference to a magazine. It's reference to his little like end of chapter bullshit, right? What is this chart right here of Falco flying over Fort Salta? Past memories.
That's fucking.
Eren never saw this happen. He never saw this in the manga panel. So why is it shown here?
Are you
Among
serious?
past memories.
Is this seriously the evidence you bring me? Why does he see Falco? Again, Falco was at the Battle of Heaven.
Oh no! Hold on, pause. Are you asking me why I'm serious that the ending of the manga was shown among past memories? Yes, I'm serious.
No. I just want. Listen, this is all. This evidence is not invalid. It definitely has validity. I just want. This is how I feel whenever.
No. I don't want you to sidetrack. Just that shard, the Falco Titan flying over Fort Salta, the Battle of Heaven and Earth, shown among past memories. Why? Go ahead.
Because he sees this when he kisses his
Because you avoid in both of the no. He did not see that when he kissed his Tori's hands. What are you talking about?
So when did he see it then?
He said he didn't know what would happen. He admitted in 139 he did not know what would happen.
Yeah.
He didn't see it. He did not see it at all during the manga. He saw it in the anime.
So what are you saying?
He saw it in his past memories in the anime. I'm telling you that Eren has past memories of the manga finale. What does that mean in your opinion? If he has a past memory of it?
This
what does that
simply
mean?
means
Just for like simple terms, what does that mean?
Slight, imperceptible changes in the. I'm telling you, you might as well be telling me the Annie laughed instead, because this is exactly what this looks like to me. Honestly.
How will you compare Annie letting out a laugh to Eren seeing the final moment of his story?
Or I'll destroy the entire world. How about that? That's better. Because it's a slight change. It happens all the time.
Slight?
It's extremely.
I didn't see it in the manga.
And he also didn't laugh in the manga.
It's not a big panel.
Eren also did not say "I'll destroy the entire world" in the manga. This is a very small change.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that because I do believe he'll do it in the anime. What are you trying to disprove? This whole debate is about anime original ending.
Yes,
anime.
This is a great foundation. I would love to see more.
Right.
Is there anything more besides shards?
Okay, so what you're saying is Eren seeing the finale of the manga means absolutely nothing and can be comparable to Annie letting out a laugh.
Yes, because he.
Right?
Why would he not see the bird? Right. And second,
no. Why? What do you mean? Why would he not see it? He hadn't been to that point yet.
This is assuming this is Falco. Are we sure this is Falco? Just to double check.
It is. Can someone get a clearer picture of that? You can see the claws on his wings. You can also see the little big mountain top.
I'm not saying is it. I just want.
Why are you debating AOB if you haven't seen the anime?
I just told you because it goes against the themes of the story. I don't need to see the anime.
So you're saying you have absolutely no knowledge of the changes that have been happening?
No, I do
But
have.
You
I
still
have
have the
I
gall
have
to
quite
debate
a,
whether or not the anime will
I
have a
have-
different ending.
I have quite a few bits of knowledge, but let's see.
No, you don't. You don't even know about the shard. You don't even know what changed. So how are you going to come over here and debate the anime's ending with
I
us
do know what
when you don't
changed.
even know what's happening? You don't even think that this Falco shard is a real thing. Do you see what Zook put in the chat? Those claws? Birds don't have hands, dude. I don't know if there's like a
I never
revelation to you.
listen. I argued with you beforehand as if it was Falco, right? Now at
Okay,
the end, I'm
so you
saying-
agree that's Falco's Titan, and you agree that's false Salta in front of him, correct?
yeah,
and you
that's,
also
oh, yeah,
know
that's
that these
definitely
were
for-
shown
that's
among
definitely
past
for
memories,
Salsa. That's definitely for Salsa.
and that's definitely Falco's Titan.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me? That
Like,
means
what does that mean to you
Aaron's-
that it's shown in past
That means that
memories?
Aaron has a memory of Falco's Titan. What else is there to say?
What else is there to say? Is to say that the anime is in the future and the fucking manga is in the past. That's what it means to say.
Or he just saw this when he gets his story in his hand. There's that.
No, he doesn't. What? When chapter 120 was written by Isayama, did you see his story anywhere about what he saw in her hand? We don't see it. Okay, you know, break of argument? Sure. Let's say this all when he kissed his story in his hand. I'm gonna go to 120. I'm gonna take a look at the panels that we saw. Nothing on this panel that happened in the future. So you're telling me that all he saw when he kissed his story in his hands were past memories.
Or future memories.
So how is Aaron gonna claim he saw the future?
He saw future memories.
He sees Reiner in training. He sees Annie during training. He sees Historia in 130.
He sees
He
ice
sees
cream.
Freda combing her hair. He sees Mikasa with her scarf in the tree.
He also sees
He
ice cream.
sees Levi Squad. What does this have to do with the future?
Ice cream. I just told you a million times ice cream. He saw ice cream, as we know. And Ramsey. Oh yeah, look, there's
Well-
Ramsey right there.
He saw ice cream?
Yes, and he sees
He
Ramsey.
didn't see shit about ice cream.
Yes, he did. He says, "I saw my old man's memories."
That's a past memory.
I
This
wonder
is a
if-
past. Look,
I
my
wonder
whole
if he saw
point. This
Frida
is a
naked.
past memory.
That's- What? In
These are all. And look, this exact same panel where he sees the past memories in the anime. He saw Falco's Titan going towards Fort Salta. How can you deny that evidence?
what?
How can you brush it off as little as a laugh from Annie? Like, really?
Because it's a slight change to the.
It's the ending of the story, Beluga. It's not an emotion from a character. It's the ending of the entire story. The most
He-
critical juncture in
he-
the entire thing.
He sees a
Shown among
bird.
past memories.
Well, he sees a bird flying.
He
Thus-
sees a Titan.
Yeah,
A Titan.
a Titan bird
flying.
Yeah, which is why, which
Right.
actually go to my point, which is why he keeps him alive in Sinners, or he keeps his power alive, his Titan power around.
No. You're
No.
not getting what I'm telling you. He saw Falco's bird Titan in the ending of the story. And every single shard in those shards in the anime were POV shards. They're not like 130 where it was just like captures of the anime. It was POV shards. It means Eren himself was looking at Falco flying by. That means it happened in the ending of the story.
I understand
That's
that.
literally impossible.
How is that impossible? I am saying that's the reason why he kept Falco around to begin with, because he saw Falco's bird flying around, which is why he kept Falco's Titan powers around. Otherwise, he had little to no reason to let a Titan run around wild when he's trying to accomplish rumbling. Why would he do that? There's no reason for him to keep Falco around. But he does, and actually, you just showed why, because he sees his Titan flying around. Can you hear me?
I'll be fine with Falco. Falco's cool. Considering stage of
Quit out like that? Are you serious? After all this time of me saying, please debate me, please debate me. Speaking of that, I know we've been going at it, but I really appreciate you actually debating me. That is something that I said, I know we've been going at it, but I really appreciate you debating me. I haven't been able to do that with anybody else. I agree it's fun to debate, which I'm surprised Titanfolk, for all the shit they talk, doesn't want to do it. Oh, those guys piss me. Fuck those guys, honestly. Yeah, it wouldn't even be a good debate. Oh, you're cringy. Yeah, we're chats. Yay! But here we're actually getting points in manga panels and not just stupid ass one-liners. Come again? Oh. I know. I mean, I brought up what do you even mean by alternate timeline? Like, let's say a school cast was yeah. What will that mean for AoE though? Because we know we're not getting the school cast AoE, right? You said, well, I say, what does that mean? I mean, let's say there is an alternate timeline where